taking personal readings at this time. Please do not get scammed by people posing as me in the comments section. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to my channel, Roseology. So today's pick a card, we are looking into angel numbers, number patterns, number sequences, repeating numbers, and the hidden messages that they have been trying to communicate to you, since each number carries its own mystical properties and is a manifestation of a specific frequency. And I had to do this reading because for me personally, I've been saying the same repeating number for at least the last 4 months now. And it's been a journey understanding the meaning behind it. And if any of you have been experiencing this as of late or more frequently than usual, then this reading is definitely for you. Take the messages that resonate for you and serve as confirmation for anything that you've been maybe feeling, experiencing, or sensing, and leave the rest for someone else. And you can head to the description for the timestamps to jump straight ahead to either the meditation, pick a card selection, or any of the piles, because I am going to take a brief moment to discuss number sequences and what they are, at least from my observation and my own experience with numbers. So energy moves in waves, which we describe as vibrations, and these waves are measured as frequencies. And these frequencies manifest in an infinite number of ways, obviously including colors, sounds, foods, people, and of course numbers. And numbers, like everything else, is chaotically specific, and we can easily count from number 1 to 2, but between just those two whole numbers we have 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, etc. And even between 1.1 to 1.2 we have 1.11, 1.12, 1.13, etc. And those numbers can be broken down even further. So numbers are infinite, like the famous number pi, 3.14 for instance, which goes on for eternity. But all numbers do this if we view them under a microscope. And when it comes to numbers, just like everything else, there's more to it than meets the eye. And even with colors, there's variations in degrees, hues, shades, wavelengths. And as we recently just spoke about on Patreon, we are currently in a 7 year, because 2023 breaks down to a 7. And while 7 has its own identity and properties, the vibration or lessons of this number will manifest throughout the year for everyone differently. And this is because the universe and divine is far from basic. It did not just generate or give birth to you, it consciously designed you down to the very fiber and fabric of your soul. So when we see repeating numbers and patterns, there is a particular message or information attempting to reach us, and it is generally coded. And this is not because the universe is playing coy or trying to make it more difficult for us to receive the message, but it is cryptic because the information is curated to your own incarnate experience, where no other soul could understand the contents, even if they were able to somehow decode the meaning. It likely wouldn't resonate. So the universe and spiritual realm speaks to us in mysterious ways, almost the way that two lovers use certain language or gestures or inside jokes with each other, where only they would know the meaning. And it's meant to keep everyone else in the world out of your business with the divine, because spirit is stingy in its relationship with us. It requires that one-on-one sort of intimate connection. So this means that even though many people see repeating numbers like 1111, for instance, this number will have a completely different meaning for each individual, because you yourself are the manifestation of a very specific frequency. And while the number 11 has a central theme to it, it will have personalized information meant only for the receiver's eyes and conscious. This is why it is important to be confident in your own abilities to decipher the signs, synchronicities, and messages that you come across, because only you and your soul can fully interpret the essence of what is being communicated to you. Same way I always use the example that two different people can have identical dreams of a snake, and that dream will mean something entirely different to both people, given that each of their subconscious is set up differently. And we have our own intuitive language that each of us are here learning to become more fluent in. And today's reading will reflect just that. I will look into recurring patterns and themes, but it is always up to you to reconcile what pops up in the messages today and to determine what works for you and resonates for you. And with that being said, let's get into the disclaimers and the meditation meditation. Obviously, this is a general reading, meaning that it will resonate with who it is meant to resonate with. Tarot does not control or dictate your life. If you hear something that you do not like and think that you are just cemented to that reality, you are not using my readings correctly. I conduct these readings for confirmation and not answers. If you hear something for the first time, do not take that message without receiving confirmation from your higher self and spiritual team. Realize that at the end of the day, your free will and what you do with it will determine your outcomes, not a pick a card reading on YouTube. So be responsible and accountable for your own actions and use this as a guide to help decipher the messages that your spiritual team has been trying to send you all along. If you would like to participate in this meditation, this is a general reading again for the collective. So in order for this reading to resonate with you personally, you have to personally be synced into the energy of this reading. To help you do that and to help you select a pile with your third eye and not your physical ones, I will be offering a 60-second meditation. Halfway into that meditation, I will be placing crystals for my clairvoyants that like to pick piles with objects on them. And after the clairvoyant pile selection, there will be a clairaudient selection where I play a different tone for each pile, and you can select a pile based off of which tone resonates with you the most. If you are drawn to another pile, that's because there is another message for you in that pile. So if you're ready, get into a relaxed position. Become aware of your entire body, starting with your feet and working that awareness up in sections from the feet to the head. Then take a deep breath in through your nose, around 5 seconds. Hold that breath for 3 seconds and then exhale for 6 to 7 seconds. Then ask your guides, spirit, ancestors, the universe, or all of them to connect you to your higher self so you can receive confirming messages as to the angelic numbers, repeating numbers, number sequences, and patterns that you have been seeing, have seen recently, or will be seeing in the future. So this is pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. On pile 1 is this quartz, but I think there might be hematite in it. I'm not sure. But this is what we have on pile 1. On pile 2 is Mookaite Jasper. On pile 3, I believe, is Howlite. On pile 4, I'm not sure the name of this crystal, but I know it's not what they told me in the store. This is what we have on pile 4. welcome to your reading. So we're starting off with your tarot cards, and I'm going to be pulling additional oracle cards on camera to check out why you guys are seeing the repeating numbers or number sequences that you have been seeing in your life. Okay, so let's get started with your tarot cards. The very first card that we have for you is we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Then we have the Four of Swords, also in reverse. Then we have the Tower, also in reverse. And then we have the Ten of Swords upright. And this was your under the deck energy. So first things first, pile one. Oh, hold on. Grab these. I'm going to need these. Okay, so first things first, pile one. The repeating numbers or the angel numbers. The repeating numbers that you could be seeing at this time, or you may have been seeing them recently or in the near future, they could have fives in them with the Five of Pentacles right here, or fours with the Four of Swords, or maybe 16 because the Tower card is number 16 and 16 reduces to the single digit number 7. So you could be seeing 7 as well. And then we have the Ten of Swords here. So you could be seeing 10s or a lot of 1s. So we have 5, 4s, 16, 7, or 10, or 1, okay? Now, your address could also have those numbers in it. Specifically, your spiritual team mentioned your address, something about your address having these numbers in it somehow. But pile one, the repeating numbers that you've been seeing have everything to do with leaving the past in the past and allowing painful, negative, or dark experiences, even the traumatic ones, to stay in the past. You have to leave them in the past with the Ten of Swords right here. It's behind you. It's done. This Ten of Swords is not you. It's the past that your spiritual team has been trying to signal to you and to tell you to pin your past down. Okay, just like you see with the Ten of Swords right here. They want you to really pin your past down. Trying to get my light out the way. Okay, it's not going to happen. Anyways, they want you to kind of nail your past down and leave it there. Do not carry it along with you. Like bury it for good. They want you to bury something for good. That's why a lot of my pile ones have been seeing these repeating number sequences. And it's going to be different for all of you. And let me also mention too, the numbers that you have been seeing repeatedly, they don't have to have these specific numbers in them. I'm just mentioning that because the cards here that showed up, we're going to pull additional oracle cards as well that will have some numbers in them. So we'll see. But yeah, they definitely want you to bury something for good and to leave it back there. It's behind you. It's done. This Ten of Swords, again, like I said, it's not you per se. It's your past that your angels and your spiritual team, they're trying to tell you to bury something, leave it for good. Do not take it along with you. And it's the only card that's upright as well. Another thing that is also coming through for my pile ones here is that they want you to also leave maybe your family drama or any sort of generational karma attached to your lineage. They want you to leave that in the past as well, to focus on leaving that in the past, because there's a lot of ruminating here for some of you. You may have been dwelling on the past too much to the point where some of you have been almost agonizing over the past, and it's repeatedly harmed you through your memories. Very specific message as well, but someone here or some of you maybe are in a new job, maybe you have a new position, or you're making more money. That could be something that's about to come in for you as well. Maybe you even moved to a new home, or that could be something that you're preparing to do or is about to happen for you. Now, for some of you, this is your childhood, but listen, this Five of Pentacles in reverse is saying that some of you are so afraid of financial issues happening all over again, some sort of a financial crisis that you escaped in the past. And Maybe it's like being without a home or without food or without AC or heat or like the essentials or something. Some of you have been through it financially, and someone here is on edge about being back in that dark place, in that bad place. You've got to move on. It's time. And that's why you were seeing these repeating numbers or these number sequences. They've been trying to tell you that you're safe, you're secure. This hardship will not find you again. It is behind you. But you are so on edge with this Four of Swords in reverse right here. For some of you, the stress as well has possibly impacted your family. Some of you could have actually gone through some sort of a breakup, separation, or divorce because of this financial crisis. And it's like this some sort of financial crisis keeps popping up. Somehow the stress of whatever that was, it keeps coming through on my end as like a financial hardship or a financial issue, but it could have been something else, right? But what I'm picking up is that whatever this crisis was, it impacted your family. And I'm also seeing young kids here for some of you. So someone, very specific message, maybe has been too strict on your kids, or maybe you've been working a lot and it's like maybe they want to do fun stuff with you and hang out with you, and you stress about like, I don't have time to play, I don't know, like video games with you, for example, because I have to work, or I got to study for class, or I got to do X, Y, and Z. And because these are young kids, they don't necessarily understand that mom and dad are trying to keep the lights on or food on the table or, whatever it may be. So your spiritual team is saying to you specifically, take time out to enjoy it with your kids and your loved ones. You're still almost operating from this tower in reverse place. And your spiritual team is like, that's a no-no. Like, you don't need to operate in this tower in reverse space anymore. You're operating in a way almost where you're trying to avoid maybe financial ruin or whatever this crisis was with this Five of Pentacles right here in the past, when these repeating numbers being sent to you from your guides and the Most High are all trying to tell you the worst is behind you with this Ten of Swords right here. You do not have to do everything from this place of working to avoid some sort of a future crisis. So it's sort of like time to relax, specifically pile one. Another thing is more sleep or rest with the Four Swords right here, and which most of you in this pile know if you were intuitively drawn to this pile. For those of you though as well in this pile that have been wanting to go on this like serious health conscious journey or like a serious health kick, these repeating numbers have been your guide's way of saying to you like, yes, please do it, we agree with you, almost like them saying like, we permit that, we agree with that, because it's about decalcifying your energy centers, not just your pineal gland, but other energy centers in your body, especially your sacral area. That's where a lot of your mistrust is harboring energetically. It's attached to that lower chakra area, but especially your sacral chakra. That's where a lot of your anxiety is, that I'm actually energetically seeing. They're allowing me to see that. It looks like there's like a lot of stress or anxiety in that area for you. So if some of you have been wanting to maybe seek professional counseling, these repeating numbers have been showing up in agreement with you as well, because when we're dealing with the sacral chakra, things like a fast or whatever, going on a fast or eliminating certain things from your diet, eliminating certain things from your environment. You can even go on a fast when it comes to like just distancing yourself from certain people. Like, it's just about literally purging your life and purging your body, purging your auric field, your system, your energy, from certain things, from certain toxins. And these toxins can show up as foods, they can show up as people, they can show up as anything it is that we consume. And when we go on certain like fasts, whatever it may be, it doesn't just have to be with food, but when we sort of like eliminate certain things from our system, from our life, from our diet, what have you, it has a deep impact on the sacral chakra area, because the sacral chakra, it controls desire. So that's the energy center where it's like, it controls what we crave, what we're drawn to, what we desire, what we want, what we feel like we need or can't live without. So it could be like sweets, or it could be like a certain person. It could be codependent sort of situations, karmic connections and attachments. It's going to be certain attachments, kind of like devil card energy, that the sacral chakra area deals with. And so when we go on fasts or we purge ourselves or eliminate certain things from our diet and from our life and our routine and stuff like that, it has this deep way of impacting the sacral chakra, where it sends a sort of signal to our entire system that, hey, I can go without this. I can live without this. And it has a way of like reconfiguring your energy body, your energetic body, your light body. And you'll notice that after a deep fast or a deep cleanse, you'll end up craving different things, or you won't have the same cravings. You won't have the same desires. Those things will sort of gradually change over time. For some people, they change instantly. For others, it'll be like a week or months long process where it's like they just slowly, gradually start to crave or want or desire different things. And so that's one really powerful way of kind of breaking certain attachments, is dealing with that sacral chakra area. So even professional counseling can help some of you if that's something that you've been thinking about doing or wanting to do or have been doing. And another thing that's coming through too is like a message here about healing, because we have to be very careful with healing. Not that healing is bad, but we also talked about this on Patreon, where I believe that, me personally, I believe that trauma is like an injury to the soul. And that's why it takes so much effort and time to properly recover from it. And healing entails this process where we have to stay focused on the wound in order to tend to it. So it's about staying with our pain. And if we are not careful, and if we don't know how to pull ourselves out of that place, we can develop attachments to the healing process where it's difficult for us to even know if we are cured. And this can create emotional addictions or very strong attachments to pain and trauma. And in some ways, my theory anyways, is this is how we actually end up inviting it back in, where trauma and pain, it shows up in new forms, or mistreatment, disrespect, things like, or abuse, even things like that. So in my opinion, pulling ourselves out is the most difficult part of the healing process, because pain permanently shapes us in very odd ways. So you're repeating numbers, pile one. It's very good news. They are saying like something is done here, some sort of painful process, a crisis, a strain that happened in your marriage or in your life or in your personal life or in your health in some way, shape, or form. That hard part is over and done now. So like, let's pull ourselves out of this place and adjust to new surroundings. And if you are not out of this sort of environment, like for example, if you're still struggling financially, where you're still dealing with hardships, and you were drawn to this pile, the repeating numbers for you that you have been seeing are your angel's way of telling you this difficult chapter is ending soon. The days for this difficult chapter are numbered in your life, and it is ending soon. It won't last forever. So let's just start pulling some additional oracle messages. Look at what fell out. Let your fears dissolve. Yeah, this is like your fears about the past crisis situation that happened. Underneath that was full moon in Leo, go wild. Last quarter moon in Aries, work through your feelings. Let's see what's underneath the deck for you. That card came out so fast. We have here, honor your feelings, first quarter moon in Pisces. So honor your feelings as well, pile one. That may be another way that you guys sort of close out whatever healing process you've been in. Because healing is not, it's not linear. It can look very cyclical in ways. It can look like a big maze as well, you know, where it's like, and it can get more confusing the longer we stay in a space where we feel like we need to heal. So as much as you guys are honoring your feelings, we've got Pisces and Cancer energy here, a lot of water energy for you. So as much as for some of you, if you've been ignoring any sort of feelings, suppressing any sort of emotions, because we do have your first three cards in reverse here, Five of Pentacles in reverse. This may be some of you guys trying to suppress like a difficult experience, a harsh experience, some sort of a crisis or a struggle that you went through in the past. Four of Swords in reverse is like maybe you guys suppressing whatever it is that you feel some of your needs are. Some of you guys could need to maybe honor your feelings or talk about your feelings. That may be why the message about professional help, if some of you guys have been wanting to get into it, that may be why that came through as well in terms of your repeating numbers. And the Tower in reverse right here, this could also be talking about trying to suppress some sort of trauma, some sort of traumatic experience from the past. And Ten of Swords here is the only card upright for you. And like I said, that has everything to do with your guides and your spiritual team trying to tell you, and these repeating numbers trying to tell you, we need to bury this for good. And that may be, for some of you, you guys may need to actually honor your feelings if you've been sort of ignoring them or not acknowledging them. But also let your fears dissolve. Okay, so as you guys are honoring your feelings and honoring this past crisis or trauma or a painful experience, whatever it is that has happened, as you guys are grieving it, afterwards, allow those fears to dissolve where you can adjust to your new surroundings, where you're safe. You know, you're safe, you're secure, you're stable. Make sure you're actually able to make that adjustment as well with this let your fears dissolve right here, okay? Like I mentioned earlier, let's get some additional cards here to see what else your repeating numbers could be talking about. Okay, exactly, trust, and we have love here. So like I was saying, with your repeating numbers, your guides and your angels, they've been trying to tell you need to trust where you're at. You know, like if this is behind you, if this is something where it's like, that was why that example came through for some of you, where it's like you may have went through a really bad financial difficulty in the past, but let's say like you're in a new job now, you're making more money, or you have a home now, you're not living in that place that you were living in before, and things are much better now. You need to actually trust where you're at, because like I said, I was actually energetically seeing a lot of stress and anxiety in the sacral chakra area for some of you here in this pile. So trust, this is what this is talking about. So your numbers also want you to trust. For some of you, it could even be trust when it comes to a romantic partner or a relationship in your life. This could be as well talking about trust that love is on the way. For some of you, if you've been looking or interested in love, inviting in companionship, partnership, whether it's in the form of a romantic partner or a friendship or a family member, whatever it may be. So this could also be talking about trusting the people that's in your life as well, developing more trust with them. But love here says, love Aphrodite, I call to thee to bring a true love here to me. So Aphrodite could be working with some of you guys as well in terms of bringing in like a new person. If some of you guys have gone through some sort of a difficulty with a relationship in the past where it was extremely painful, you guys, your repeating numbers is also talking about you guys being able to trust new relationships and new people moving forward. If some of my pile ones are actually like reuniting with an ex or an ex-friend or like a family member, anybody from your past, these numbers are also talking about trust. Whatever the scenario is, whatever the situation is, your repeating numbers are talking about trust. You can trust where you are at. You can trust where you currently stand, whether that's just a personal situation or it involves someone else. You can trust. It says trust here. I am safe. I am secure. In love I trust. My faith endures. What did I tell you guys? Your numbers want you to trust that you're safe, you're secure, you're stable. And it says in love, and we have the love card here. In love I trust. My faith endures. So let your fears dissolve. Like it says, full moon in Cancer right here. Honor your feelings, but allow your fears to dissolve. Okay. And honoring your feelings could be talking about love. Honor the fact that like maybe you're still in love with someone, or you still have love for someone, or you still want to find love, or you still have love to give, or you still want to receive love. Whatever it is, don't cut yourself off from that. Don't suppress these emotions. Anytime we suppress our emotions, I know I've been there. What you end up doing is you lose a lot of connection to the self. Love is the essence of all things. You cut that off, you suppress your emotions, you literally suppress a connection to yourself, and it disrupts intimacy. It disrupts our ability to trust, to forgive, to have compassion, to feel empathy, to feel really anything. And you just sort of become like a zombie of yourself, and it ain't a good look. Okay. But it's just another way of saying like, there's some healing that needs to be done or that needs to finish up. Or if you have completed your healing, it's time to pull yourself out of that. You know, underneath the deck here, we have sensuality. So this is more relationship stuff here. Your freedom flowing from far away. I dance, I love, I laugh, I play. It's time to dance, love, laugh, and play. That kind of sounds a little bit like the message that I picked up for somebody here in this pile about like, if you have kids, it could be kids, maybe it's your friends, maybe it's your family, maybe it's somebody, you know, it could be somebody that's coming to you and saying like, hey, like, let's hang out, let's do something fun. And you're like, no, I gotta work. You know, it's like this, you're living in like this stressful place of like, no, I gotta work because I'm trying to avoid this happening again. You're good. You're past that. So it's time to get back into the sensual place. Let 2023 be this year where you like, you have fun, you dance, you love, you laugh, you play. Okay. Let that be your affirmation for this year, where it's like, it's time for me to have some fun. Get back to joy and laughter and a place of peace, stuff like that. All right, let's just get some number cards for you. Okay, so we have here rebirth. So your repeating numbers are also talking about a rebirth as well. That makes a lot of sense with this Ten of Swords right here, Tower in reverse. Some of you guys, you've gone through like maybe some sort of like an ego death, a spiritual death, something like that. And you're literally resurrecting yourself. I was just saying this to somebody the other day. Like, I cannot tell you guys how many times I've like energetically died and then transformed and then had to resurrect myself. Like at this point, I'm a damn resurrectress. It's like, I cannot tell you guys how many times I've done that. And it's a process, but you know, that's what the Tower card talks about. Ten of Swords talks about, even Five of Pentacles, when we're dealing with 5 cards here, it talks about like a moment where you kind of switch from, there's a big paradigm shift, and rebirth is talking about that. And it's card number 16, just like the Tower right here. So 16, more 7s coming through. Oh yeah, card love is card number 1. Trust is card number 31, which is 4. We also have 1 here with 10, and we also have 4 with the 4 of Swords. So your numbers are kind of showing up. They keep showing up. Underneath the deck, we have here intuition, card number 22. It's another 4. So intuition, also trusting your intuition, pile 1. That's another thing that your repeating numbers are trying to alert you to trust your intuition. And that this rebirthing process is either commencing or it's over. But something in you has changed drastically on an energetic level. Energetically, spiritually, it's really changed for you. Grab a couple of Kipper cards. Let's just see what they want to say. And you can take these Kipper cards metaphorically or literally. It's up to you. You can take any of these cards metaphorically or literally. That's how I channel my readings anyways. Is can come out how it wants to. Okay, this card flipped over and then it flipped back over. We have here mature woman. Card number 6 as well. So mature woman, there could be some sort of a mother figure. Maybe some of you guys are in this deck, maybe you resonate more with feminine energy. Mature woman, I feel like for some reason it's mature woman, it feels like Saturn energy here. So maybe you guys are, maybe some of you guys are going through your Saturn return. You could be. And if you are, the easiest way to know that without knowing your chart is depending on your age. So if you're in your late 20s, early 30s, you're definitely going through a Saturn return. As well too, if you are in your late 50s, early 60s, you're going through another Saturn return. So this could be another thing that's happening. Underneath the deck here, we have message of concern. So this is what you guys have to get out of this space with this message of concern right here when it comes to your intuition. For some of you guys, this message of concern, it immediately reminded me of your intuition card right here. I feel like you guys, maybe when you tap into your intuition, there's something about anxiety getting revved up for you. When you receive intuitive messages, I feel like you guys are very in tune with the divine, with the Most High, with messages that get downloaded to your crown chakra, especially with all this water energy right here. But even with message of concern, even when you guys are concerned about things, this is card number 14 or reduces to a 5. We have the 5 of Pentacles right here. And yeah, again, with the 5 of Pentacles. So message of concern, this really feels like for me, you guys still dealing with issues or these emotions of like stress and concern and worry. And this is what your spiritual team and these numbers are trying to pull you out of this place where you see how she has her hand on her chest right here and she's looking at this like card or this message and it's like she's worried. So I feel like another thing that this card is telling you guys is when it comes to the number sequences or repeating numbers that you guys have been seeing, is that whatever message of concern has popped up for you guys in the recent past or maybe right now or in the future, these repeating numbers are trying to tell you not to worry about it. Trust that everything is fine. Let your fears dissolve. 5 of Pentacles in reverse. If your 5 of Pentacles was upright, this would be a message of concern. But 5 of Pentacles in reverse says that maybe something looks concerning. Maybe something looks a bit unstable, but it isn't. It's going to work out just fine. It's about trusting in that. Okay. So there could be some sort of concern, something that you guys are worried about that really turns around. And that could be another thing that you guys as repeating numbers are talking about. And this message of concern, it could have something to do with a mature woman or an older woman in your life or feminine energy in your life. See, let's get some other cards here. But you guys have definitely, pile one, you've definitely been given the green light to not worry, to really bury any sort of concerns, fears, worries, doubts. What is that? Visualize your desires. 3 cards. So I'm going to keep shuffling. Hold on. See what other messages your repeating numbers have been trying to communicate to you. Again, you can take this literally or metaphorically, whatever card pops out for you, pile one. The opportunity is approaching. Some sort of opportunity is approaching you guys pretty quickly. I don't know what this opportunity could be. Underneath the deck here, we have ask an ally. I don't know what this opportunity could be for you guys. It could be love with the love card coming out right here. It could be a opportunity for you guys to honor your feelings. Maybe like in professional counseling, or maybe it's a conversation that's going to come up with somebody in your life where you finally get to have an honest conversation. The opportunity could have to do with some sort of like a rebirth, a spiritual rebirth, an ego rebirth. It could be an opportunity to trust somebody new in your life, or to trust some sort of reunion with someone in your life. And honor your feelings. It could totally be talking about if somebody does come back into your life, this may be you guys' moment to actually address any sort of thing that was left lingering, any sort of closure that you guys weren't granted when things ended in the past. So this could be totally like you guys' opportunity to say like, yo, what you did was messed up, or what happened really affected me, really impacted me. So make sure you take advantage of that opportunity versus just saying like, you know, I don't care about it, or I was unbothered, or it didn't even affect me when it did affect you. And that's why it's important not to suppress your emotions with these 3 cards showing up here in reverse for you. And these 3 cards are okay. So these 3 cards in reverse, they're all talking about some sort of painful, stressful situation. The card that we have come out for you here, the angel number card, is 44. It's a sign of encouragement. Keep going as your hard work will pay off. Exactly. Your hard work has paid off, pile one. Some sort of hardship is behind you guys. And like I said, for those of my pile ones where it's like maybe you're still dealing with some sort of a crisis, this hardship is going to be, the days are numbered on this really difficult experience or situation. It will be behind you. And that could be the opportunity that's fast approaching as well. Because I keep hearing fast with this opportunity is approaching card. Something's coming in quickly. Okay, so 44, we got more 4 energy here. 4 of Swords, 31 with trust right here, 22, which breaks down to a 4 with intuition. Yeah. So we got that. And then underneath the deck, we have 6, 7, 8, 9. So you guys' numbers could be showing up like this as well, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, something like that. 11, 12, 13, 14, something like that. But it says sign of unconditional love. No matter the flaws, you give and receive love. So this is more love coming in for my pile ones with love. It's really interesting. The last few pick a cards that I've done, pile one has been like this repeated message of love and relationships keep coming up for pile one, which is really, really interesting to me. And for some reason, I remember that. It sticks out. But yeah, so there's some sort of unconditional love. This could be the opportunity that's fast approaching for some of my pile ones, is more love coming into either your current connections or even new connections coming in, where there's just like, it's like it's going to be the manifestation of unconditional love. And this is something that you're going to feel like you can trust, or you're encouraged to trust the situation. You're going to feel safe there. Like I said, when I was just checking out your tarot cards, I kept picking up like you guys are safe, you're secure, you're stable. It literally says that in your trust card right here. I am safe, I am secure, in love I trust, my faith endures. So there's a lot of love coming in for you guys that you guys can actually trust. These are friends you can actually trust, business associates you can actually trust, family members you can actually trust, romantic partners you can actually trust. This is you yourself being able to trust yourself, you know? So there's a whole, oh wow, this card was just sitting there. 1414, sign to remain positive, purging negativity in life as you level up. So some of you guys are even purging. I kind of picked that up just looking at you guys' tarot cards. like some sort of a fast or a purging sort of process, or eliminating certain toxins, people, energies from your life. And we've got 1414, so more 1 and 4 energy here. And this breaks down to 2 5s or 10, which we also have in your card or in your pile. But it's interesting because this card was just laying out like that. When I picked up the deck, I guess I left this card behind, but so we also have this for you as well. So sign to remain positive. That's what I was telling you guys, like something's behind you. It's time to adjust to your new surroundings that are a lot more positive. And let's get one final message from the repeating numbers in your life. What do these frequencies want to say to you? Okay, so we have here Sacrament of Extreme Unction, and this is card number 34, which equals a 7. So I'm going to read this one out of the book. And then underneath the deck, we have Oracle of Chaldea, card number 37, which equals 10. And we have both of these numbers showing up in your pile. And card number 34 here says, your heart knows how to let go so you can find peace. Are you kidding me? That's literally what I was saying. Your entire reading. Like 4 of Swords in reverse, you're not allowing yourself peace. You're operating in a space where you're trying to avoid this another tower moment, which isn't going to happen. So it's like living in a state of anxiety, and your guides really want you to have peace. So I'm going to repeat that first sentence again. Your heart knows how to let go so you can find peace. It is time for you to experience spiritual closure. This is why that message about you guys' healing came up. Let me actually show you guys this paragraph. It said, it is time for you to experience spiritual closure. A beautiful new reality is opening up for you. Entering it requires you to release your attachment to the past. Are you kidding? This is just crazy. It says you have been inwardly preparing for a powerful rebirth. We have the rebirth card for you right here with card number 16, 7. This is what that tower in reverse is. Okay, it says now is the time for you to trust. We have the card trust came out for you. Now is the time to trust in what is meant for you and move towards it with an open, trusting heart and a peaceful mind. And I'll leave this here for you guys, for those of you. All right, sorry, you guys. My light fell off of its tripod. So it might look, it might look a little different. Anyways, but yeah, I'm going to show you guys this whole page if you want to pause the screen and read the entire description for this card. So just pause it if you guys wanted to read this. But pile 1, this is all that I'm seeing for you guys. Thank you so very much for tuning in. I pray that this reading brought you guys some love, support, clarity, strength, and more peace into your life, because you deserve it, pile 1. You guys definitely deserve it. But thank you guys so very much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, please stay safe, healthy, blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys. All right, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. So we are starting off with your tarot cards, and we're going to pull additional oracle cards on camera to check out the messages that these repeating numbers or number sequences that you guys have been saying what they want to say to you or have been trying to communicate to you. Okay, so let's get started with your tarot cards. The very first card that we have for you is the Ace of Wands in reverse. Then we have Strength in reverse. Okay, that's interesting. We've got the King of Pentacles in reverse. And then we have the Two of Cups upright. Okay, so right away, pile 2, right? Yeah, pile 2. For some of you, the number sequences that you have been seeing is trying to confirm. Some of you guys have been saying, I think I want to go, I think I want to be celibate for a little bit, or stop dating for just a little bit. Those number sequences are actually confirming to you, like, yeah, like take a break or take a pause on that if that is something that you have been thinking. Okay, if that's something you've been thinking to yourself, saying to yourself, I think I want to stop dating. I think I want to be single for a while. I think I just want to focus on me. I think I want to be celibate, for a little bit. Yes, that's the first message coming through. But you also as well, it's interesting because if you've been feeling that, it's also because you guys have some new energy on the way. And you guys may have been waiting for a very long time with the Strength card in reverse right here. And with your Ace of Wands in reverse. Aces are the cards that talk about new energy. They encapsulate the entire journey or energy of that particular suit. And with this being the Ace of Wands, this is talking about the suit of Wands. So, and Wands is fire, masculine, dominant, active energy. Showing up in reverse, I keep hearing delays. So there wasn't necessarily blockages concerning your manifestations or prayers or whatever it is that you guys have been looking forward to bringing into your life. It wasn't necessarily blockages, it was delays, if that matters to you, because I'm hearing someone say whether it was blocked or detained, rescheduled, a damn whatever, it doesn't matter because it ain't here yet. So, and I feel you on that. But yeah, there was something that was like suspended almost. And the numbers for you, I forgot to mention. It could be 1 or 0 with the ace here. It could be 8 with strength because that's card 8. Kings to me, they always feel like completion energy. So I'm going to say either a 10 or a 9. And technically, the Kings would be card number 14. So it could be either 10, 9, or 14 that's coming through, or even the master numbers, because the Kings are the pinnacle of every suit. So it could even be the master numbers as well, like 11, 22, 33. And the Two of Cups is obviously the 2s. So you could be seeing those numbers a lot. And you don't have to be seeing those particular numbers. We're going to pull more oracle cards with more numbers attached to them. You don't have to be seeing any of these numbers specifically, but these could be. This could just serve as confirmation for those of you guys seeing any of those numbers. But yeah, whether they're repeating or part of a number sequence as well, it could be something that you guys have been seeing, are seeing, or will see pretty soon. Also too, some of you guys could be seeing like 1234, 1, 2, 3, 4 quite a bit, because we have an ace, which is the very beginning, and then we have a king here, which is like all about conclusions or endings in a way. So in other words, an ace to a king is like these numbers for some of you. It could be talking about literally all the numbers. And the way that it's coming through for me energetically on my end is it's talking about you guys' numbers actually moving or evolving, which might sound weird. Actually, it won't to some of you. So for instance, some of you could have been saying like 111 for like 2 months or 3 months straight. And then you started seeing 222 for a few months. And then you started seeing 333. And then you started seeing 777 or 1212. Like numbers have this weird pattern thing to it with you where it's like a treasure hunt almost. And these numbers, they want you to follow them and get curious and ask about them or research. Some of you getting a numerology reading will be life-changing for you as well, or it was if you've already gotten it done. Lots of answers are in there because your life is so cyclical. Everyone's is though, but time being linear is one of the biggest lies ever told. And most of you in this pile is innately aware of that because you have literally observed these phases enter in and out of your life for a very long time. Somebody has also mastered their dark feminine energy as well in this pile. Whether you are male or female, it doesn't matter. You've mastered it for sure. Some of you have been really into learning about feminine energy when it comes to like the light feminine versus the dark feminine. And the easiest way to describe it, if you are interested in it but haven't necessarily looked into it just yet, feminine energy, it represents the entirety of something, which is why feminine energy, it shapeshifts with ease, it transforms, it absorbs and becomes, and then it ends up dissolving at some point in time when it's appropriate. Light feminine is very collaborative in the sense that this type of energy, it makes room for partnership, connection, or an equal to come in order to then create or produce with that partner. Dark feminine is feminine energy in its purely disruptive, destructive phase. It annihilates everything, including itself, because it's how it creates. It becomes its own creator in that sense. It creates by taking the remnants of what it has destroyed and then turning those into a resource or the essence of something new that it's producing. So it sacrifices what is to become a medium for what is not. So some of you have entered into either your light feminine or your dark feminine, one or the other in some way recently, with this ace, strength, and then the Two of Cups over here, no doubt about it. Even the King of Pentacles in reverse is talking about some sort of of uprooting process that many of you have gone through or are going through right now. And I just heard that you will get something out of it. That's another thing that your repeating numbers have been trying to tell you. Something is getting revived, reborn. There's an alternative or a substitute coming in for something that was lost with this Ace of Wands in reverse right here. And it is coming in a brand new form. For those of you in need of some form of companionship, whether it's romance, friendship, family-related, business, whatever it is, I think that's the new thing coming in that your repeating numbers have been trying to alert you to, or they've been trying to alert you to breaking apart from some sort of connection that has just been very toxic, draining, exhausting, anything like that. With your Ace of Wands being in reverse, Strength in reverse, this is like patience running out. This is energy running out. King of Pentacles in reverse. It could be money being spent running out. It could be that you guys are expending a lot of energy, expending a lot of your own resources, trying to keep something going, trying to keep something afloat, trying to stay attached to something. With this Two of Cups right here, it could even be a certain image that you guys are trying to keep up with that's been draining you a lot. And so you're repeating numbers, it could be talking about as well, distancing yourself, detaching yourself from this thing in order to free up everything it is that you've been spending, because something's been draining here as well. So it could be either or, one of those messages that's going to resonate more with you guys. And it's going to be different for everyone because all of you guys have, different stories happening in your life. But if you guys are being called to detach from something, it's because you're in your dark feminine phase right now, and you're about to enter into a light feminine phase where you are preparing to make room for some other equal or partner or a connection to come into your life that you can produce fruits with. And like I said, this could be companionship in the form of romance, friendship, family. It could be business, whatever it is. I think that could be the new thing coming in that your repeating numbers have been trying to tell you about or alert you to. So yeah, you may definitely be seeing a lot of twos, repeating twos, 22, 222, 11s, stuff like that. Some of you may have even lost a pet. So something that you lost is sending you something else. So some of you are not alone because you are in a dark feminine phase. Some of you guys here in this pile are totally in a dark feminine phase, or that's where your timing currently is, because we each have an individual clock as well, spiritual clocks as I like to call them, and they're all on different times, kind of like how we have different time zones. So every single person is on their own universal clock, and it's a very mysterious thing that we don't understand entirely, which is why some people, they get married before you, or they have a family before you, or they find their purpose before you, or a career before you, or maybe they have more time with their loved ones, or whatever it may be. Okay, so that's another message coming through for someone in this pile. Stop comparing with this Two of Cups right here, your position, King of Pentacles, to others with the Strength card right here. It's never going to match, and you will always notice first. That's going to be the first thing that you notice, what is missing in your timeline, if and when you compare yourself to others' journey. And when I promise you, you don't want to switch your journey, okay? Everything is happening when it is supposed to for all of us. And your repeating numbers are saying so many of you in this pile is in a very unrelatable situation. Very unrelatable. Maybe you are working against statistics or against age or against the clock, whatever it is. Something is happening for you when it is supposed to happen. These repeating numbers are screaming at you, yes, it will happen. But if you keep looking at when other things are happening for other people, you will always feel behind, and you're not. So this illusion is always going to get triggered. This almost like lie in a sense is going to get triggered anytime you're looking at, oh my God, like, is that ever going to happen for me? Because it's happening for my cousin or for my sister or for my best friend or for my work colleague. Like if you're looking at other people, this illusion is going to take root in you where you're feeling like I'm getting left behind, the universe has forgotten about me, or this isn't going to happen. And it's a lie if that's something that you've been dealing with. Because what's interesting, just for example, someone may have gotten their career started years before you. And when your business finally takes off, the company that person who got their career started before you, their company may go under when you're just getting started. You're just getting on your feet, or your business is booming. They may find themselves at a position where now they have to figure out what's next for them in their 30s and 40s. Meanwhile, you already put your time in getting comfortable with your own journey and figuring out where you belong in your 20s and 30s and 40s or whatever. So whatever this is, it may be love or a connection for some of you, but I also see money here with this King of Pentacles. A new chapter here may be concerning children or buying a home, making a big move with this Ace of Wands, and timing all day when it concerns the Strength card right here. Whatever this is, it is happening, no doubt about it. But the reason it's not happening on your time, because you're being protected from instability with this King of Pentacles in reverse. The universe wants you settled, and it wants you in a place where you can actually trust what's happening. Okay, and this is why maybe you've been calling in certain things or wondering when it's going to be your time, and it hasn't necessarily happened yet. Because if it were to happen on your time, it wouldn't last in a certain way. And you guys, like, the universe wants you in a place where it's like something's going to last. So you may feel like a late bloomer in a sense, some of you guys in this pile, but it's happening for you. It's happening for you, okay? Let's get started with some tarot cards. Which ones did I pull first? I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, let's get started with some oracle cards for you for pile 2. All right, see what else your repeating numbers may want to say to you. But we have here exactly new moon in Libra. Know you are loved. I think this might be the first time I've ever seen this card in this deck, and I've been using this deck for like a couple of years now at least. Know you are loved. Wow, pile 2. You guys need to know you're loved. And this is why something isn't happening when you want it to. It's because you're loved. I know that sounds crazy because it's like, you know, it's almost like you know how like with kids, it's like they want things that isn't necessarily good for them. You know, like let's just say if you have like a kid or something and they're a certain age and they're like, but I want a social media account like the rest of my friends at school. And it's like the parents trying to tell them like, no, like you don't understand. Like there's a lot that comes with that. And it's not all positive. It's not all good. Or it's like, you know, when your kid like wants candy, they just want to eat candy all day. And it's like, no, you got to eat your vegetables or whatever. That happens even when we're adults. The universe is like this grandparent that never stops parenting us because we are never working with 100% perception of everything that's happening. We're only aware of our own reality when we're in this physical incarnation. When we return back to spirit, we have a lot more perception of what's happening in other dimensions and other planes and other degrees. But in this physical reality, we're very limited when it comes to our visibility. And so there's something here about the universe kind of like delaying something. Yeah, that was one of the first messages that I got for you guys. Something's been delayed for you. And it's because you're loved. The universe really wants to put you in the right position with the right person, with the right connections, in the right space. It doesn't just want to give you anything. You know, like it's a big difference between going on the lot and buying like a Toyota versus your Rolls Royce being handmade over a 6-month process. That's kind of what's happening with your pile 2. Like there's something that's being like created specifically for you. And this is why that message also came up, that like a lot of you guys are in some sort of a situation or experience where it's like it's very unrelatable. A lot of people cannot relate to you. And this is why there's maybe like a lot of sort of like anxiety or fear for some of you guys where you're like, oh my God, what's happening? Like, this is really weird. Like just an example. Let's just say, for example, somebody's like, I really want to have kids, but I'm getting older. And my sister's like already on her 3rd kid and she's 5 years younger than me. This is like, it's going to happen for you, but like in your own time. But something is going to happen, whatever it may be, whether it's having a family, fill in the blanks. It's happening for you, but in your own time. And the reason why it hasn't happened on your own time is, again, because you are loved. It's got to be this perfect situation for you. Underneath the deck, we have here, full moon in Taurus, detoxify. So this is another thing that's happening for a lot of you guys, is a detoxification process with your 3 cards being in reverse right here. That was the very first message that I picked up for some of you. Some of you guys are thinking about being celibate, being single for a while, focusing on yourself. You're thinking about detoxing your life in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, that's another thing that your repeating numbers are trying to confirm to you. Like, yes, that's a good idea with this detoxify card coming out right here. Let's see what else. What other messages your repeating numbers have been trying to tell you, or if they want to double down on something. Let's see. Hold on. Okay. Let's see what we get. We have here energy. A light inside my fire, divine energy, fill me, make me shine. Very interesting, because literally the tarot card for energy itself is the Ace of Wands, and it showed up in reverse for you. So like I picked up with just your tarot cards, like some of you guys are exhausting your energy, or maybe your money, possibly trying to keep something going, or trying to stay attached to something that maybe you don't want to let go of, and it's draining you of energy. So there's another message here about more energy coming into you guys' life, more vitality coming into you guys' life. This is more prana, more life force energy, more source energy coming in. So energy could be it could be talking about divine energy. It could be talking about your energetic levels starting to get filled back up, especially if you go on some sort of like detoxification process. More energy is going to come in. So if you guys like end up changing up your diet or something like that, more energy could be coming in. If you guys decide to distance yourself from someone in your life, more money could come in because of that. Energy can show up in an infinite amount of ways. Energy is just, as I always talk about on Patreon, energy is like the vehicle for information to be able to move. So energy is the vehicle that information uses to be transferred and transmitted, and for it to be transformed into different things, into different manifestations. So energy can show up in the form of money, in the form of a relationship, in the form of a person, in the form of colors, in the form of numbers, which is why you're seeing repeating numbers. This is energy trying to get in contact with you. It's vibrations, it's frequencies. So there's certain information that is contained in energy, and this is why you guys are seeing these repeating numbers that are trying to get in contact with you. And this is card number 13, and that reduces to the number single digit 4. Underneath the deck, we have dream sweet, sleep deep. Dream that is deep and lasts till morn. Wondrous dreams for days reborn. So there could even be some sort of dreams that's being answered for you guys. This is card number 45, which reduces to 9. So 4 and 5 could be another number that you're seeing, or 9 itself. We have another card here that equals 4 with 13. But yeah, there could be dreams that's coming to you guys. This could also be talking about when you guys are asleep, whatever dreams you're having, make sure you're writing them down, make sure you're documenting them, especially if they are repeating dreams. Because like I picked up with your energy, with your tarot cards down here, you guys are very cyclical. You're very aware of the fact that it's like you see certain number sequences for a while, and then maybe they switch up for some of you. It's like they evolve. So it could even be that this happens in your dream state as well, where you guys will have like repeating dreams for a certain amount of days, weeks, or months, or years, and they'll stop, and then it'll be maybe another set of like recurring dreams or something that you guys keep having for a certain amount of time. And again, it's almost like the spiritual treasure hunt that the universe is sending you on, and it's saying, we want you to uncover the information that is hidden in this energy. And this energy, it keeps showing up in a certain way for you, where it's like, hey, crack me open and see what's inside of me and decode it. So you guys are meant to decode these things, and only you have the answers to what that hidden message or code is trying to say to you. So a lot of it is also showing up in your dreams. So these repeating numbers have also been telling my pile twos to pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to your dreams, and make sure that weird message just came through, but also make sure that you guys are not eating certain things before bed so you can remember your dreams. If you've been having issues remembering your dreams, pay attention to whatever it is that you're consuming right before bed, because there's something about your crown needing to stay very clear as you're asleep, so you can wake up and remember what these messages are, and also so you can decode the messages. So some of you guys, you even have the gift of understanding dreams, of dream interpretation, which is a gift. It's an actual gift. That could be another thing that these repeating numbers are telling you, that there's some sort of gift that you guys have when it comes to definitely dream interpretation, because I specifically got that with this card right here, Dream Sweet, Sleep Deep. But there's some other gifts as well, spiritual gifts, that you guys are going to be unlocking and uncoding or decoding, which is another thing that your repeating numbers in these number sequences have been trying to tell you guys. Let's get some additional messages here. Hold on. Okay, so we have here karmic completion. That could be that Two of Cups right here. Like I said, the first message that I got for some of you guys was like, maybe you're thinking about distancing yourself from someone, being single for a while, taking some time to yourself, being celibate. So karmic completion. And then we have card 10. Like I was saying, Ace of Wands could be a 10. King of Pentacles could be 10 type energy. So we have number 10. So there's some sort of karmic completion, some sort of karmic process that you guys have completed. And then we have spiritual career. Underneath that was compassion. We put that back in the deck because I think it was underneath spiritual career, but I know for a fact spiritual career wanted to be shown. But spiritual career, this is what I'm talking about. And compassion's card number 99, and nines, they always reduce back to 9. Like I was saying with your King of Pentacles energy, this could be showing up as like a 10, a 9, or even a 14. But yeah, spiritual career, this is what I was talking about. And this is 7 or an 8, 78. And that reduces to a 15, which then reduces to a 6. But anyways, with spiritual career, like what I was picking up with Dream Sweet, Sleep Deep over here, some of you guys, you have spiritual gifts that are trying to be unlocked, but there was some sort of detoxing process you guys have got to go through, or you have already gone through. And these gifts are going to strengthen in a way, but you had to get away from something. It could have been a person, could have been a relationship, could have been a lifestyle, could have been a certain eating habits. I don't know. Fill in the blanks. Is going to be different for all of you, but it could be because you have an actual spiritual career that you guys are meant to embark on. Or for some of you, you're maybe already in your spiritual career, and there could have been some sort of person or whatever it is that you were consuming. It could have been getting in the way of you doing your career, doing your spiritual work. And then underneath the deck here, we have parenting. It's kind of funny because it's the message that came up was like, the universe is like this grandparent for all of us, where it's always parenting us. And it's always trying to tell us like, no, put that down, or pick that up, or this is good for you and that's bad for you. It's always trying to guide us in the right direction. Not that we're ever necessarily going in the wrong direction, but there are certain lessons that we can totally avoid. We can totally avoid them. We don't have to go through everything, strength and reverse right here, if we just choose to listen, right? And 63, so it could be 6-3 or 6-3, which reduces to a 9. But yeah, parenting here. So the universe has been trying to parent you. It's been trying to guide you guys. This is why it says, know you are loved. So there are certain things that the universe has kept you away from, but in the way that like a parent would keep its child away from something that's not good for them, and they just don't realize it almost. So it's kind of like that as well. So interesting. We've got spiritual career, karmic completion, parenting. Your repeating numbers could even be talking about, for some of you, if you want to have a family, or if you want to have children or have more kids, the repeating numbers could also be confirming that for you as well, that parenting is in your future. Let's grab a couple of Kipper cards. Actually, I do need to put this there because I want to be able to see your numbers. So the card that came out for you, look at what's underneath the deck, child as well. So parenting, that's what it was talking about for some of you guys, is child. This is card number 18, which reduces to a 9. We've got quite a bit of 9s that showed up for you in today's reading. We have the card 99 over there. 45 reduces to a 9. 63 reduces to a 9. I mentioned with the King of Pentacles, it could be like 9, 10, or 14 energy. But we have here message, card number 7. and child. So another thing that your repeating numbers are saying, like the message that kind of came through earlier for you guys, is that energy is the vehicle for information to move, to travel, to be transmitted to other places or delivered to other places and people. And so basically with message here, I don't know why, but I'm picking up very strongly like a medium. Like you guys are like the medium for messages to move through. Could be why spiritual career came through and why I was picking up spiritual gifts with dream sweet, sleep deep right here. So some of you guys are messengers in a way. Energy chooses you to deliver certain messages or certain information in a lot of different ways, pile 2. So we have here, card number 7. But as well too with message, this could even be information coming in. If you guys have been waiting for information, like I picked up with your tarot cards down here, something's been delayed or suspended almost. So there could be some messages or information that's about to come in for a lot of you guys. This could be even like divine messages, like a download, like a plethora of downloads and messages about to come into you guys' crown chakra. It's going to be like downloaded into you guys' crown chakra with this message card right here. And then child, we have a child on the way for some of you guys here that are interested in like maybe having kids or having more kids, starting a family, something like that. This could even be some inner child work, working with children, being gifted, spiritually gifted to work with children. This could be confirmation of that, the repeating numbers that you're seeing. This could even be like a child on the other side that's been trying to reach out to you guys. You guys somebody here may like specifically your spiritual work may entail children that have passed on the other side. It could be very specific, especially with dream sweet, sleep deep right here. Something about this feels childlike. So there could even be children that delivers messages to some of you guys spiritually, like in your dream state or in deep meditative states, stuff like that. Okay, let's see. Let's get some other messages. And you can take these cards literally or metaphorically. It's up to you. Let me keep shuffling because 3 cards flipped over. Nope. Trust it will manifest. Chill out. Hold on. Let me keep shuffling though. Okay, we have here, it's in the bag. It did fall on top of your parenting card. And know that you are loved and detoxify. So something's already secured for you guys. Something's already done. Oh yeah, that was a message that I was getting for you guys' reading. I kind of forget. That was a message that I was getting for you guys. Don't worry about the timing. It's totally happening for you, just in different timing. And that's where you guys are dealing with like this issue of like, I can't relate to a lot of people around me because certain things have already happened for them. But it's like certain things have already happened for them. And you know what's interesting, like that weird kind of message or example keeps coming up where it's like maybe somebody found their career before you, but when your career ends up taking off or your business ends up taking off, that other person, like maybe they end up without that job that they had, that they started before you did, you know? And it's like, there's something that you guys are kind of avoiding here by being delayed, by something being delayed, by you guys having to wait for something, but it is in the bag. And that's what your repeating numbers have been trying to confirm to a lot of you guys. It's definitely in the bag. It's definitely happening. Just on its own time. The timing is weird. Underneath the deck, we have put up strong boundaries. That could have to do with your 2 of Cups right here, as well as your King of Pentacles in reverse and Strength in reverse and Ace of Wands. Ace energies, they don't really have a lot of boundaries because it's ace energy. But when we're dealing with strength, it's all about boundaries. Pentacles energy is all about boundaries, especially the King of Pentacles, and 2 of Cups can totally talk about boundaries. 2 of Cups is also very selective energy. It's like, I can only pass this cup to certain people. So this is about being very stingy with your trust, with your energy, with your love, with your resources. Like I was picking up for some of you guys, you have spent a lot of energy, resources, money, something, trying to keep something afloat or trying to stay attached to something. So this is about putting up stronger boundaries as well, that these repeating numbers have been trying to communicate to you. Put up stronger boundaries so you can't get drained in the future. Final message. Pile 2's repeating numbers. Okay. I'm going to show you guys the one that fell on top. I mean, I guess I can read the paragraph for the other one too. But this is one that fell out. We have Ivory Wish Fulfilling Crow. Card number 39. Crows could be significant for some of you. And then we have Deer of Delta. Card number 26. So deers could also be significant for some of you as well. And then underneath the deck, we have Alpha of Alcyone, whatever. Card number 24. So I'm actually going to read both of these paragraphs for you out of the book. But Ivory fell out on top, so I know that one wanted to come out for you. Okay, and this card here says you can have what you truly want. Exactly. This is that message coming up again, that it's in the bag, that you guys are going to have it for sure. It says such knowledge helps soften and release fear, grasping, control, and doubt. So this is a releasing of control that you guys have over, like maybe a manifestation, a prayer, something that you want to come into your life. This is kind of about releasing control a little bit. It says have confidence that the universe hears your prayers. And I need to show you guys this paragraph just so you know, like I'm not making this up. This is exactly everything that we talked about in your reading. It says, have confidence that the universe hears your prayers and is even now leading you into that which you seek. You can take sanctuary within your spiritual connection whenever you need stabilization. This is that Two of Cups down here, and protection against the fluctuations of the external world. And it says, no matter what is happening around you, there's a way through the fulfillment of your potential. So this is going to be fulfilled. It's already fulfilled. It's in the bag for you guys. Pile 2. Yeah. And then let's go to 26. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me also show you guys this if you want to pause the screen and actually read the full description for the card. Because I'm not going to read all that. But if you guys want to, you can pause it and screenshot it. Okay. And then card number 26. Deer of Delta here says, without any force, you can overcome even extreme negativities. Your real nature is gentle, which is powerful in its own way. You do not need to become something that you are not. You can confidently and effectively invoke spiritual protection from the light. You can never be dominated or bullied at a spiritual level because the real you is always empowered and protected in the light. Okay. So pause this if you guys want to read the entire description for Deer of Delta. But pile 2, this is all that I'm seeing for you guys. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, an amazing spirit for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, please stay safe, healthy, blessed, and to keep conquering the world. Bye, you guys. All right, pile 3, welcome to your reading. So we're starting off with your tarot cards, and then I'm going to be pulling additional oracle cards on camera to check out what these repeating numbers or number sequences have been trying to say to you. You guys may have been seeing these recently, maybe seeing them now or in the near future. So let's get started. I also decided to split your card decks that I was shuffling from because it was weird. I kept ending up with like the cards sort of like showing up the same from pile 1 to 2. So it was weird. So I was like, let me switch it up. So the very first tarot card that we have for you, we've got the, is that a 5? Yes, we've got the 5 of Cups in reverse. Then we have the Ace of Cups, also in reverse. Okay. This is, okay. Then we have the 4 of Swords. So it doesn't matter if I switch up the decks. They just want to show up in reverse like this. 4 of Swords in reverse. Then we have the 7 of Wands upright. Okay. And under the deck energy, we have Judgment here. Okay, just I had to cover up that Judgment card. So interesting. We still have the cards kind of show up how they've been showing up, with the first few cards in reverse and then the last card upright. But you were the only pile where 5 cards for you came out. So right away, the numbers that you may be currently seeing, or were seeing in the past, or will be seeing soon, that could have to do with the 5 of Cups over here. It could have to do with 0 or 1 energy concerning the Ace card, because aces are new energies, beginning energy. So it's either 0 or 1. You could be seeing 4s with the 4 of Swords, 7 with the 7 of Wands, and Judgment is 2 10s. It's 2 X's here, so 2 10s or 20. So you could be seeing like 10 10 or 20 or 2s. So some of you as well, you may have been slightly drawn to pile 1 because the 4 of Swords also showed up for that pile. And have some of you as well possibly quit drinking with the 5 of Cups and the Ace of Cups in reverse right here. This could be some sort of like a lifestyle change that a lot of you have made, are making, or will be making. Whatever you think may be like the culprit or the problem. Like, for example, if you've been saying, I think alcohol has been the problem lately for whatever issue, repeating numbers have been trying to confirm that for you. I also got a loud ringing in my left ear as well. So some of you may have been getting like literal audible messages coming through for you. But you got very strong angelic energy around you as well. Could even be like a loved one from the other side or an ancestor. Yeah, especially with the Judgment card right here with this massive archangel in it. And this is Archangel Gabriel. And Gabriel is a very powerful angel that brings the message from God to man. So this angel clarifies God's will to each of its children, each of its creations. And this angel can easily show up in your dream state or meditations, hallucinations, visions, where you see beyond the veil, right? So okay, so your repeating numbers, pile 3, have everything to do with a lifestyle change as well. Your life is about to change, in other words. So you may be seeing a lot of 5 5 5s as well, because 5s do normally, yeah, we got the 5 of Cups right here, right? So yeah, you guys may be seeing a lot of 5s too. 5s normally do indicate some sort of change. Yeah, you have some sort of important job or mission, especially with the Judgment right here and the Ace of Cups that you were about to be sent on. A lot of you guys have been bombarded in your dreams lately. It could be the same recurring dream that you have been having about like something that you need to do or are supposed to do. Repeating numbers in your pile are also talking about some sort of a major life decision that many of you have to make or will be making soon. A strong message attached to your repeating numbers, pile 3, is do not fear, for I am with you, because I keep hearing that. Don't fear, I'm with you. And it's a Bible verse. I know it's in Isaiah, but hold on. Actually, let me just look it up. Okay, it says, fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. And that's from Isaiah 41:10. Okay, so 41 and 10. It's another couple of numbers, 4, 1, 10, or 5 and 1. And that's wild, because I've actually been hearing the last few words of that verse for the last 3 days now, and I did not know why. I could not get it out of my head, and I had no idea that that was a part of that verse. The righteous right hand part. I've been hearing that the last few days. That's insane. So yeah, okay, that's why you have such strong angelic energy around you. I can actually feel it. Your pile feels totally different from the last two, in the sense that this energy is this archangel energy is here. Your repeating numbers have everything to do with you not having fear of the next step, pile 3. Some of you have been maybe so scared, or you're anticipating some sort of heartbreak, possibly with the 5 of Cups, or some sort of a fight or a conflict with the 7 of Wands. Some of you have to break up with something or someone, and you know it, and it is very alarming for you. Yeah, that's the right word, especially with Judgment here. Okay, so that's a decision that some of you have to make. There's some sort of breakup that had to happen. It could be you breaking up with like alcohol, for instance, or a certain lifestyle, or a friend, or maybe it is a romantic connection, but some sort of fear. This isn't like your typical fear either, which sounds really weird, but there is something different about the fear that you are wrestling with the 7 of Wands right here, pile 3. Most of it is spiritual. And Also, pile 3, this is what the Most High has given you, is the Ace of Cups, 4 of Swords, peace. And the more that verse carries on, the further that you read through that verse, it becomes more threatening to your enemies and your adversaries, your naysayers, your critics, those trying to harm you, those trying to throw dirt on your name. And basically how anything or anyone that opposes you will be as nothing and perish. It goes on to say, though you search for your enemies, you will not find them. 7 of Wands. In other words, you are protected from your fears. And I know that that is easier said than done. And I get you, because we're human. We have godlike abilities because God is with us, but we are also human, and fear gets to us from time to time. But this is where you realize your spiritual authority, pile 3. You cannot have a budget for fear. You can't. Literally, I actually said this to myself the other day while I was thinking about some bullshit, but fear also fits in place with this as well. You cannot have a budget for it. Another thing your repeating numbers has been trying to say to you is you are not cursed or hexed either. Again, spiritual sovereignty is so important. We may have a room full of crystals and herbs and candles, and none of it matters if we do not claim dominion over our own life. If you're worried about people hating on you, throwing the evil eye at you, coming against you, sending you bad energy, at the end of the day, realize this: we share one tiny ass little planet with billions of people. Not all good, not all bad. And besides people, we share a reality and other planes and dimensions with beings that are not all good or all bad. And I say that to say this: we are surrounded 24/7 by all different types of energies, frequencies, vibrations, and agendas 24/7. Even if no one was hating on you, low vibrational energies would still be around you. They would still exist, and they exist so we can vibrate higher. Same way the saying goes, there can be no light without the dark, and vice versa. So spiritual sovereignty, realize it, claim it, and use it, and know that nobody has dominion over your life. Your repeating numbers that you've been seeing, we have any 7s? Yes, right here, 7 of Wands. Okay, right. So it's very spiritual for you. Some of you are in spiritual warfare, but it's only because you have not realized your own authority yet. Once you do, you will literally arrest these lower vibrations. And like the Netera Set, otherwise aka the Egyptian goddess Isis, she held power over serpents and scorpions. She commanded 7 scorpions. They actually ended up guarding her and even attacking those that were against her because she mastered herself. So you need to remember, pile 3, with this 4 of Swords right here in reverse. You need to remember who you are. Remember your power. Remember your authority. Do not give that away to anybody else by thinking they're throwing the evil eye at me. Fuck their evil eye. Excuse my French, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And let me also say too, that just because maybe like somebody rubs you the wrong way or doesn't, maybe it just isn't set in your spirit right, it doesn't always mean that it's like a bad thing or an evil thing either. It could just be misaligned, because we also have vibrations that are misaligned with us. Just like red and green, they're completely different colors, and they actually manifest in those specific colors or variations or light rays because of their frequencies. But it doesn't mean that either red or green is one's good and one's bad. No, they're just different colors, And so sometimes we're misaligned, our vibrations are misaligned with other people and other things. And it doesn't always mean that they're bad or evil. Just like from their end, it wouldn't mean that you're bad or you're evil just because you don't set right in somebody else's energy or spirit or intuition or whatever it may be. So this is about a lot more just really relaxing into your power, pile 3. I believe that that's why a lot of your repeating numbers are showing up. It's trying to remind you. It's literally trying to remind you. Your repeating numbers have been acting as activation codes to your conscious, to awaken you to who you really are and the power that you hold. They are also trying to confirm your visions. So if some of you have visions or dreams of things that you struggle to believe or listen to, the repeating numbers that you have been seeing are trying to tell you to trust in those visions. Don't dismiss them, trust in them. I had to add that card back into the deck. But yeah, there's going to be plenty of things that might not feel right, but it doesn't mean anything's out to get you. And even if it is out to get you, it still can't get you. It's just a matter of recognizing your own power and recognizing your own authority. Oh, wow. Hold on. So another message for that's crazy. Exactly. Find a balance. Full moon in Libra. Find a balance, pile 3. Yes, lower vibrational energies exist. They are running rampant, just like higher vibrational energies. Like I said, there cannot be a light without a dark. It's all about balance. Just like the scales of Libra, there's two different sides. And it doesn't necessarily, yeah, of course, some things are evil, but evil is a choice. It's not necessarily a vibration. It's more so of a conscious choice that, hey, I'm going to do something that I know is wrong. That's the difference between evil and vibration. So there's things that are lower vibrational, higher vibrational. And again, it's just about recognizing that at the end of the day, I've got spiritual dominion and power over here. I don't care what you're throwing my way. You could be throwing love my way, hate my, it doesn't matter. I'm so spiritually secure that energy is bouncing right off of me and back to you tenfold. And that's how you got to carry this. But just make sure that you're like, just lock in. That's all you got to do. Just lock in, find your balance and lock into that and focus on that and focus on you. Don't focus on what other people are doing, what they seem to be doing, what they seem to be throwing your way, other people's way, whatever it is. Like I said, there's these vibrations and energies, they surround us 24/7. The ones that we know about and the ones that we don't know about. So don't stay in this state of like feeling as though you are susceptible or vulnerable, because you're not. And your repeating numbers have been trying to tell you, like, you're so secure, you're so protected, you don't have to worry. 4 swords in reverse, 7 of wands, judgment right here. Some sort of judgment has been passed in the sense where it's like you have authority, you have power. It's just a matter of embracing it. And then we have last quarter moon in Aries, work through your feelings. So whatever feelings it is that you guys have or have been dealing with, it's important to work through these so you're not feeling hostage to your feelings. So you're not feeling as though your feelings are controlling you and your emotions are controlling you. That's very important, because sometimes we lose sight of that. And it's natural. We're human. So sometimes, we might think, wait, hold on. Is her ass throwing an evil eye at me, or him over there is like, is he a hater? Probably. Yeah, they probably are. But at the end of the day, it's not your business. It doesn't have to be any of your business. Let your protections, let your spiritual authority do the work for you. Allow your spiritual team to do the work for you. And just know that at the end of the day, they can't actually impact or affect anything that's meant for you. Anything at all. And that's literally how you gotta be a little cuckoo out here. That's literally how almost like crazy you gotta be, to the point where it's like, I know I'm straight. So work through your feelings. I feel as though is basically saying, work through any sort of conflicting feelings that you have in order to find a really good balance. And what's interesting, we have the full moon in Libra, and then we have last quarter moon in Aries. Aries and Libra, they're opposing energies. So they literally oppose each other like scales, or like they sit 180 degrees apart. So this is all about you guys centering, finding your own balance, grounding yourself in something, grounding yourself in your own spiritual authority is very important, pile 3. Let's get some additional messages about what your repeating numbers could be trying to say to you. We have safe travel here. I'm going to keep shuffling because 3 cards flipped over. Safe travel, harmony, victory. But let me keep... Okay. We have here inspiration. Isis, goddess of magic. I ask thee to bring your inspiration to me. It's interesting because I did mention the Netra set in your reading about how she controls lower vibrational energies because she mastered herself, and she was the only that ended up gaining access to Ra's true name, and which is why she ended up becoming such a powerful energy in some of the stories, as some of the stories go. And underneath the deck here we have imagination. Imagination now sets me free, divine ones, I send my thanks to thee. So I feel like with imagination and inspiration, I feel like there's a little bit of a warning for some of you with your numbers here in terms of your imagination. Like, don't let your imagination get the better of you. You control it. Don't let it control you. Kind of like what I was talking about with your feelings and emotions with this work through your feelings card. Don't let your feelings control you. Find a nice balance between imagination and inspiration, because imagination, it can inspire us, or it can put us in a state of fear and stress and anxiety where we're like, our imagination gets the best of us because we're wondering to ourselves like, we may be wondering to ourselves like, is what I'm imagining, is what I am conjuring up in my mind, is this something that's actually happening? Is this something that's actually could happen? So I feel like your repeating numbers are also saying, oh yeah, and inspiration's card number 19, imagination's card number 41. So I feel like imagination could be saying, just be very careful about not allowing your imagination to get the better of you. Some stuff that you guys are worried about is literally just stuff of your imagination. It's just conjured up in your head. Some of you may have very strong like Neptune, Pisces energy, 12th house energy in your own natal chart, or you could have some really strong transits going through there. Some of you may have like, Pluto working through the last or working through your 12th house, or about to enter it, or about to exit it. But yeah, with imagination here, I feel like there's something, it's really weird. It's like that's okay. It makes sense. There's a balance here because I feel like sometimes your intuition is like spot on. Well, see, intuition is always spot on, but there's different voices that we hear. We have the intuitive higher voice. We have the ego voice. We have voices that are based in fear. We have voices that are based in doubt. We've got all different types of voices. And that's why we have to ground ourselves. We have to find a nice balance and work through certain feelings to know which voice is speaking to us, because they can all sound quite similar. And this is why, that must be why that message came up about the intuition. And don't be worried about, okay, that's why that came up. Don't be worried about who's sending what your way, because you're good either which way. But with imagination here, some stuff is the work of your imagination. Other stuff is your actual intuition. So it's going to be really important to find a balance, to ground yourself, to focus on grounding yourself, stepping into a place of spiritual sovereignty. Working through your feelings will also help that. When we work through feelings, when we work through fears, when we work through past experiences that have maybe stayed with us in a way, we're more easily able to identify the voices speaking to us through fear or through survival or through instincts, and which ones is actually our intuition, because the intuition is not going to lead you to judge anyone. It's not going to lead you to say they're evil because like I just didn't align with them or I just didn't match with them, right? It's like going to a restaurant. If you were to try a dish and it's like it wasn't good, you're not going to walk away saying that that dish was evil or that meal was evil. You just didn't agree with it. Because somebody else may come in right behind you, order that same meal and be like, it was the best meal of my life. It's like sometimes things are just misaligned as well. So I feel like for some of you in this pile, if you've been worried about somebody being evil towards you, I don't know why that keeps coming through. But if you've been worried about like an evil eye on you or a curse or something weird like that, some of it is the imagination, and be careful of that, because you don't want to work yourself into some sort of a frenzy, like a spiritual psychosis or a psychosomatic type of thing where it's like you're paranoid about every little thing, because that does more harm than good. Okay. We can't control what other people do. We can only control our own domain. So stay focused on that. That's really how you're going to find your center, find a balance, and ground yourself, is by focusing on your own self and your own, your own situation. And yeah. So that's what I'm picking up with imagination. Also too, though, for some of you guys, you have really good ideas when it comes to your creative side as well with imagination right here. So the repeating numbers could also be telling you too to take something from your imagination and start developing it. Use it as inspiration, because we have inspiration here as well, coupled with this imagination card. So there's something here where it's like your imagination can also inspire some really good results for you. It can inspire it can actually trigger some really great beginnings and opportunities and new chapters for you. And just focusing on that. This is more so about focus on the good, okay? Focus on the good, pile 3. If some of you guys have been focusing a little bit more on like the negative or the bad or the scary, focus more so in the other direction. Work through those feelings so you can find a really good balance. That's important for you guys, for someone here, for some of you. All right, let's grab other oracle cards for you. So we have here communication and leadership. Yeah. And then, okay. And communication is card number 33. And then leadership is card number 81. So with let's see what's underneath the deck. Hold on. Underneath the deck, we also have new begin. Wow. And environment fell out. And it fell out on top of find a balance. And with environment being so green, maybe this is like getting into some nature, getting more green foods into your diet, more vegetables, getting out in the sunlight a bit more, maybe staying away from like your phone and electronic devices a bit more meditation, environment, getting back into your natural state, your natural rhythms and cycles. But we have here new beginnings, card number 1. And we do have ace for you over here, Ace of Cups in reverse. So there is some sort of a new beginning here that is trying to kick off, especially with judgment. Yeah, we've got judgment. There is a new beginning with you guys trying to kick off, like I was saying, with imagination and inspiration here. There's a new beginning for you guys, but there is an issue with needing to work through your feelings and just needing to be grounded. So this can be some sort of a healthy see this planet for my pile 3s, because you don't want to walk into a new beginning with any sort of stress or anxiety. It can kind of taint that new beginning. We also have leadership here. So a lot of you guys are meant to be a leader in some way. I think as well for some of you, this is talking about taking lead with some part of your imagination because we have inspiration here. So this is kind of like, and then we do have last quarter moon in Aries. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. And so, and Aries is all about leadership. It's all about initiation. It's all about progress. It's all about a new beginning. It's all about taking the first step with something. And so I feel like there's something for a lot of my pile 3s that lives in your imagination and lives in your brain and lives in your mind, some sort of an idea or maybe something that you want to do, some sort of a passion, something that you want to do, but maybe your fears talk you out of it. Maybe your worries talk you out of it. Maybe your concerns talk you out of it. Maybe your past talks you out of it with this 5 of Cups. Maybe it's your doubts that talk you out of it. So I feel like this is about communicating new types of energies to the self. And saying these affirmations out loud, because our own voice, it carries certain frequencies with it, certain vibrations with it that have a way of reprogramming our own narrative, our own personal narrative. It really helps to do that. I mean, it's like powerful, the magic that lives in our voice. And I feel as though you guys need to communicate something differently, is what your repeating numbers have in these number sequences have been trying to say to you. Like, talk about something different. Talk to yourself in a different way. Focus on something different when it comes to communication, because we have to be very careful with what it is that we're communicating to ourselves. If you're listening to like a lot of paranoid people, they're just paranoid about everything, paranoid about their own shadow, like you gotta be worried about this and you gotta watch out for that. Me personally, I mean, I am a Taurus, so I don't believe in being Sherlock Holmes about every little damn thing. I don't have time for it. I've got a million other things that need my energy, right? So me personally, I don't have time to sit here and be like, who's lying? Who's telling the truth? Who really hasn't? I don't have time for that. You know what? My ancestors put me on game. They gonna let me know what's good. And I always trust in that, and it always works out that way for me. But for me, I kind of had to do that because I was too anxious trying to be at the forefront of determining who is a snake, who is trustworthy, who is this, who is that, who is high vibrational, who is low. That's too much. And I feel like with this leadership card is actually talking about that for a lot of you guys. Like, there's something else that truly requires your energy with this leadership card. If you guys have been called to be a leader in some way, shape, or form, you don't have the energy to deal with this 5 of Cups situation, 7 of Wands situation, 4 of Swords situation, judgment situation. You don't have time to judge. That's not your job. Your job is to live your life, and everybody else, whatever energy it is that they are sending your way, that's between them and their maker. They will get theirs if it's not right. All they're doing, anytime somebody puts out energy, the only thing that they're doing is literally sending that energy right back to themselves. Especially when you're spiritually protected, it won't even hit you. It's going to bounce right off of you and go back to them tenfold. And they won't be able to dodge it. Okay, so I feel like there's a new beginning here when it comes to you guys' leadership. This could have to do with work. This could have to do with spirituality. This could have to do with your personal life. This could have to do with several different areas of your life. And this is why your repeating numbers have been trying to lead you out of this space of like, don't worry, don't fear, don't be in this space where you're trying to uncover people's truth. It's not something's not your job here. You've got a different role to take on elsewhere, and it's in terms of leadership. And this requires a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of effort when we are natural born leaders. Because you kind of had leadership come out twice with this Aries card over here. There's something that you guys are just like literally not allowed to kind of worry about in a sense. I think that kind of came out for another pile today too, but it was a little bit of a different message. They were worried about something different. But with you guys, I'm more so picking up being worried about who's like honest or trustworthy, who's low vibrational, high vibrate. It's like a lot of micromanagement when it comes to your own spiritual journey and vibration that you don't really have to concern yourself with. Okay, let's see. Let's get some Kipper cards, see what else your repeating numbers could be talking to you guys about. We have here change. I think that was the first thing that I mentioned. One of the first messages that I got for you guys was like, there's a major life change. Oh, a major life change, new beginnings, leadership, imagination, inspiration, pile 3. You guys have got some sort of like massive new change coming. This is why you guys need to find a balance. I forgot I even mentioned that. I be forgetting. Underneath the deck here, we have imprisonment. So there could be, okay, this is what I'm talking about. This feels more energetic, but you guys can take these cards as like literal or metaphorical. There could be somebody in your life that's actually in prison right now or something like that this could be talking about. But what I'm picking up with imprisonment is what I was talking about in your card with, or in your reading with judgment. We have to be so careful about being the judge, jury, and executioner of what's low vibrational, what's high vibrational. Because when we're like judging like that, when we're judgy, we're really almost becoming a vessel for lower vibrational energy to work through us, because we're not supposed to determine how someone's heart is. Now it's different if you have had personal experiences with a specific individual and they treated you a certain way and it's like they're just low vibrational as fuck. Okay, that's different. But this is when it comes to like people that you don't necessarily know, or something that you don't necessarily know, you haven't tried out for yourself. But there's a sense of just like stress here and almost being imprisoned to this judgment sort of energy where it's like I'm trying to determine what's good or what's bad, what's evil, what's pure. And it's like that's too much energy being spent. And it's not for you to do. And I feel like this is what imprisonment is talking about. It's card number 29 and change is card number 9. So I feel like there needs to be some sort of a change for some of you in this pile. If you have been kind of judgmental lately or judging lately, because it's like you're trying to figure out who's trustworthy or who isn't. Maybe you've been hurt in your past, especially with the 5 of Cups over here. And so it's like you guys are sort of carrying that around with the 7 of Wands, trying to determine like, okay, like who wants it? You know, like who's trying to lie to me next? Who's going to betray me next? Who's going to do this or that next? Like, this is about spiritual sovereignty, literally claiming your power and living through that space. Okay, like actually living through that space, actually embodying your power. Because when you embody your power, you won't be imprisoned like this to your past or to trying to figure out like what's going to happen next, who's going to try to hurt you next or come against you next. You can let that go. Like you're good. Okay, so we have here change. There's a big life change coming. I feel like it has a lot to do with this leadership and also new beginnings over here. It could have to also do with communication. So some of you guys, you may be getting into something that has to do with communication, like maybe writing, maybe being like an author, maybe being like a public speaker, podcaster, whatever, you know, maybe like a social media presence or something where you guys are maybe like the face of something, or something's using your image or your likeness with communication right here. Yeah, big changes though, really big changes. And so I feel like this change is also coming in the form of like taking you out of whatever mental or emotional or vibrational prison that you guys used to be in with your 5 of Cups in reverse over here, 7 of Wands, 4 of Swords in reverse. You guys may have been in some sort of like prison before because of maybe like a past situation or something that happened that maybe you carried around, and you were just trying to you're trying to be 3 steps ahead of the game. You know, like I'm not going to get caught off guard again. And sometimes that can imprison us vibrationally, because we're always on the lookout for, you know, who's going to do something next. I get it. I've been there. And like I said, it put me in a state of crazy anxiety where I just like was always stressed. Okay, let's see. Let's get some other messages here. Oh, it says, ask an ally and trust it will manifest underneath the deck. Continue manifesting this. And again, you guys can take these messages as either literal or metaphorical. So something will manifest. I feel like it has a lot to do with that new beginning and this leadership card over here. Something will totally manifest. Some of you guys, you may be dealing with a hater, especially with leadership, new beginnings, communication. You guys may be dealing with somebody that's like maybe throwing subliminals towards you, or maybe they're like, maybe they like have been talking crap about your business. Try your hardest not to judge them, because I'm telling you guys, they're going to get theirs. That's why I heard that Bible verse for you. Let's see what other angel numbers coming up. I'd mentioned 5. You guys may be seeing a lot of 555. We have here 555, sign of transformation, change. This is that change card. Leadership, new beginnings, Aries energy. Sign of transformation, you can expect the unexpected. Trust it will manifest, continue manifesting this. Exactly. Underneath the deck, we have 808, sign of balanced mind and spirit. This is find a balance, full moon and Libra right here. Exactly. It says mind and heart are aligned with universal flow. Again, this is about getting in alignment with universal flow and realizing that some things are out of alignment, but you know what? Let them be out of alignment. Unless you have had a personal situation with it or experience with it where it's like, no, they did me personally dirty. That's different. But be careful about prejudging people and prejudging things, okay? Which it won't apply to all of you, but some of you it will. Take it if it applies. If not, leave it for someone else. Let's see. Let's grab one final message here for my pile 3s that your repeating numbers want to say to you. Okay, we have here Seraph, I believe, Seraph of 963 hertz. So I'm going to read this out of the book for you. And then underneath the deck, we have Bastet of 174 hertz. A lot of this Aset Isis energy keeps coming through because in some legends, the Neter Aset is the mother of Bastet. And Bastet she's also very connected to Sekhmet. All right, and this card here says, practice connecting to the joy that is always deep within you. Exactly. It says here, I'm going to show you guys. Let me show you guys this paragraph. I've had to show every pile of the paragraphs today because it's like they've been talking about exactly what I've been picking up throughout the reading. But it says, pay attention to what brings you exquisite delight. Like I was saying with find a balance right here. Like if some of you guys, because this isn't, that message isn't for all of you, but for some of you drawn to this pile, if you've been focusing more so on the negativity, more so on what you're afraid of, change your gaze. Look in the opposite direction. Look at what's positive. Look at solutions. Look at what is working. Look at what is good and positive in your life. So it says here, pay attention to what brings you exquisite delight. If you don't know what that is, you are guided to experiment and explore. Connecting to the joyful capacity of your heart will heal so much negativity and uncertainty. It's exactly what I was saying. It says, let your heart relax. Allow the spiritual grace that wishes to reorder your life to manifest its miraculous magic. Exactly. So I'm going to show you guys these pages here if you want to pause the video and read all of it, because I'm not going to read all of this. But if you guys are interested in it, you can take a screenshot. And pile 3, this is all that I'm seeing for you guys. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, an amazing spirit for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, please stay safe, healthy, blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys. Pile 4, welcome to your reading. So we're starting off with your tarot cards, and I'll be pulling additional oracle cards on camera to check out the messages that these repeating numbers and number sequences have been trying to communicate to you. So let's get started. The very first tarot card that we have for you is a Chariot in reverse. Chariot in reverse. And that's card 7. Then we have here the 7 of Wands, another 7 for you. And I also split your deck up too in terms of shuffling. I did that with the last pile as well because the cards kept kind of popping up the same way. Yes, and it's happening again. Okay. This is the Conqueror of Chalices, which is the Knight of Cups. And that was also in reverse. Every single pile today, the first 3 cards have popped up in reverse, and the last card, the underneath the deck energy, is upright. Sacred Union, the Lovers. This is why I split up the decks. That's crazy. Okay, so yeah, this is a Sacred Union is the Lovers card in this particular deck, which is beautiful. It's the Saint Soleil, I believe, deck. I think that's how you say it. Anyways, pile 4. The repeating numbers that you may be seeing right now is 7s, obviously, with the Chariot right here and the 7 of Wands. And then the Knight, because we have the Knight here, Knight is technically card number 12. So if we were to keep counting past like the 10 of Cups and then count the Page of Cups, that would be like the 11 of Cups. And then the Knight would be like the 12 of Cups after the pip cards conclude. So this could be like card number 12 if you want to look at it that way. That reduces to the number 3. And the Lovers is card number 6. So the first thing that I'm picking up for you, pile 4, for some reason very heavily, is a move with this Chariot in reverse. And these angel numbers are confirming that for someone here, that there's a big move coming. And I don't know why I'm getting the strongest message as well about karma. So someone in this pile, maybe you're worried about if your karma has been paid, if you have been forgiven, but your repeating numbers are talking about that as well, in the way of saying like, yeah, you've been forgiven for something, or it's not something that you have to worry about. It's more so like just focus on like, you know, when you know better, just doing better and just staying focused on that. Cause you know, we all make mistakes and we all have something that we need to be forgiven for. You know, none of us are Jesus. None of us are perfect. So, basically like almost like don't stress about that in some way. But yeah, there's also some really powerful balance, harmony, or equality that is trying to come into your life, or maybe even some of your relationships, if they have been strained at all in the past, with this, Lovers card over here. And something about this spinning top in this Chariot card is really standing out to me. So there could be some sort of apology coming in for you. I don't know why it's translating in that way, the spinning top is, but there could be some sort of apology coming in for you, or you could be the one that is contemplating apologizing to someone. And that's another thing that your repeating numbers are aligned with, especially with this Knight of Cups in reverse right here. They're aligned with either an apology coming in or you giving some sort of an apology, almost like an olive branch this Knight of Cups in reverse is representing, as well as harmony, balance, forgiveness, healing, and your connections as well with this Lovers card right here. Maybe even in your own sort of like processes, internal processes, if you felt like there's been some sort of internal conflict, especially with the 7 of Wands right here. Chariot in reverse can talk about that, feeling like we are. Chariot upright is the victor, so in reverse it can talk about us feeling defeated, especially some sort of when it comes to some sort of like maybe internal battle. We can feel like we are losing or being defeated when it comes to some sort of like an internal battle, or some sort of external battle as well. But more so I'm picking up like an internal conflict that some of my pile 4s may feel like you're being beaten in, or like it's getting the better of you almost, with the Chariot in reverse, 7 of Wands in reverse right here. Some of you, when you see repeating numbers, it's a way of your guides trying to tell you that someone else is thinking about you at the exact same moment as well, especially if some of my pile 4s are just no longer in communication with someone, and maybe you miss someone, or maybe you think of them from time to time. Maybe you dream of someone that from your past that you no longer speak to. Maybe you no longer have any sort of interest in being in their life or them being in your life, but maybe you keep dreaming about them or thinking of them from time to time. It's confirmation. Your repeating numbers are also trying to confirm to you that this person experiences the same things. There's a lot of 5D connection here to someone else when it concerns you, pile 4. So they could even be on the other side spiritually. For those of you in a new connection, it hasn't really gotten off the ground just yet, maybe with Chariot in reverse right here, and the Knight of Cups in reverse. You may be wondering if something is going to go the distance, if this connection is going to go anywhere, or if someone really likes you. These repeating numbers are screaming, yes, they do. It's confirmation. Trust the process, though. I just heard for you guys. So something has to like naturally form this chemistry, whatever this is. Let it happen naturally. Don't rush things too much with the 7 of Wands in reverse, because something is going to get where you would like for it to. A lot of your repeating numbers, pile 4, has everything to do with like, pick me over here. It's kind of like that. Like, for example, let's say like you're looking for the perfect home or apartment, right? While you are touring a space, you're going to end up maybe seeing a particular number sequence or pattern or repeating number that is confirming the place meant for you. With Chariot in reverse, you won't have any competition. With the Chariot in reverse right here, you won't have any sort of competition, and you won't have to fight for the apartment either. There won't be any blockages in securing it with the 7 of Wands in reverse. It'll damn near fall in your lap with the Knight of Cups in reverse, and it's going to feel like the perfect match, in other words, for you guys with the Lovers over here. So for some of you as well, there's a significant transit for you too. It could be like your solar return coming up, or it's a significant new moon or a full moon coming up, or maybe it's already passed. That will also play a role in securing something. I keep seeing your numbers as like stocks or gambling or casinos. I don't know why they're showing up like that. Could be metaphorical though, sort of like saying someone's luck is about to change. Some sort of perfect arrangement is about to almost fall in your lap. Like, let's say someone here has been searching for a job and nothing's really worked out. You might just be out and about one day. Someone likes your vibe and they offer you a job on the spot. This is like your cards basically, and your energy is basically saying, don't try too hard. Chariot in reverse. You don't have to. Something is about to just come to you or happen for you with nearly no effort with this Chariot and the 7 of Wands in reverse. Even with the Knight of Cups right here in reverse. Upright, he's one of the most charming characters in tarot. In reverse, it's like, I didn't even have to sell something. I didn't even have to butter someone up. I didn't even have to put no extra sauce on it. And I had them eating out of the palm of my hands. You know, like I just had them ready and willing. So it's kind of like they wanted me without me having to make myself attractive with this Knight of Cups in reverse right here. So you won't even have to go out of your way for something, pile 4. That's what your repeating numbers have also been trying to tell you about. This could be happening very soon as well, because it sort of came up on Patreon too, that we discussed recently with the Leo full moon that we just had, where that same message kept popping up. Yeah, it did. Like people that really got it don't have to say they got it, right? And they don't have to put other people down. Like if someone owns the best restaurant in town, they don't have to talk shit about the Olive Garden. You know what I mean? Like that's when you know you're in your bag, and everyone else will know it too, because your product or what you do or your talent or your integrity or who you are will speak for itself. Otherwise, it just comes off as, for the people paying attention anyways, you know, and for people that are confident and secure in themselves, they're going to be able to sniff that out immediately, because it's just going to come off as like a deep insecurity or an out of control ego that someone's trying to hide whenever they have to put something else down in order to venerate themselves or put themselves on a higher pedestal. You know, like that saying, like, you don't have to snuff out another light to make yourself shine brighter or whatever. You know, it's kind of like the national anthem for haters. Well, at least it's something that they need to abide by. But like if you put too much salt in anything, you're going to fuck the meal up. But if you put the right amount in there, it's going to be like a mind-blowing, life-changing meal, right? So it's like doing too much of anything can just come off as like, it's not good. Like you ruined it, right? And it's sort of besides the point a little bit in your reading, pile 4, because You literally do not have to do what others in a lack mentality have to do with the Seven of Wands in reverse right here. You don't have to fight and beg for attention, or for someone to notice you or place you on a pedestal with the Chariot. Something or someone is already going to do that when they see you or meet you. That's the energy. Or another message behind your repeating numbers is something is about to come in or happen for you without you even trying. If my pile fours have felt sort of like looked over or passed up or something like that, because something else maybe seemed louder or shinier, or like it bragged a lot more, or like it was like maybe just a lot more, maybe it seemed more confident. And so some of you guys in this pile, you can relate to that, where it's like with the Seven of Wands in reverse right here, it's very telling, because it's also saying for some of you in this pile, that it's like you have been in lack places before. Maybe you've even been in lack mentalities, but you always avoided putting other people down with the Chariot in reverse right here. It's like it just didn't make sense for you. And there's something about that that's extremely endearing when it comes to a lot of my pile fours, if you were intuitively drawn to this pile. And that's why you guys are seeing a lot of repeating numbers, because it's trying to communicate to you like your time is coming, don't worry. And this is why a lot of you guys have stayed away from putting other people down. Even when you were in a position where it's like you were down and maybe other people were up, you never felt the need to throw dirt on their name or try and snuff their flame out. You know what I mean? Like, you guys just like, you avoided doing that. Even if you were confused about when is my time coming, you guys still avoided being a hater. And I mean, honestly, that's something that the universe really appreciates, because so many humans are just, it's like haterade just be running through their damn system, their veins or something. Like they just plug themselves into a little wall and get charged up off of hater shit. It's weird. But anyways, something is going to be drawn to you like a magnet without you having to do anything. This could be someone around you as well that's doing too much. Or like, let's say the person a job interview before you was, maybe they were just too damn extra. And after that interview, it's like you come in and you're reserved. Maybe you're a little introverted or quiet or just on a whole different wavelength. And you seem cool, calm, collected, confident, even though to you, you may be like, maybe I was too quiet in that interview. Maybe I was like not outgoing enough, right? And that's actually one of the main things for like the people interviewing you that were like, oh my God, we want them, we need them. Yes, like they are perfect. They just know based off of your vibe and how you carried yourself that like you were this perfect match. So in other words, pile 4, do not change anything. Keep doing what you are doing. Nothing is wrong with you. You don't have to do more. You don't have to do less. It's just that the perfect fit hasn't ran into you just yet, but it will. And that's another message from your repeating numbers. They're trying to tell you, you are already aligned. So trust the process and be you. Again, you don't have to do anything more or less. Okay. And it's imperative that you are you for this love sort of energy, lover's card situation to happen, where something or someone is just smitten with you almost instantly. And they're going to be smitten with you because it just works. You guys are just aligned. Okay, let's start getting some oracle cards for you. So we have here, embrace the flow of life, full moon in Gemini. Gemini, it's interesting because the Lover's card rules Gemini energy. We have the Lover's card for you down here. So embrace the flow of life. The flow of life is talking about the ebbs and flows. Trust the process. In other words, pile 4. Yeah. Like what I mentioned to you guys earlier is trust the process, embrace the flow of life. There's 2 people meditating here in this card. I mean, Gemini is a sign of the twins, but that's what, again, like, this is what I feel like you guys have like this perfect match that you're already aligned to. You guys just haven't like ran into each other just yet. And you're going to be perfect for them. You're not going to be too much. You're not going to be too little. You're going to be just right. What is that child story with Goldilocks and the 3 bears? Yeah, she just, it's not, I don't know how it goes, I forgot, but you're going to be just right. Look, we got more Gemini energy. Speak your world into being. First quarter moon in Gemini. So then this Gemini, more twin energy. You guys have a twin out there somewhere. It could be a twin as far as like a connection, a relationship, a person, a romantic situation. It could be with like a job. It could be with like a home, because I believe like twins can show up as well when it comes to like anything. I believe it can manifest in like a lot of different ways, where it shows up as like damn near anything. So you guys have a perfect twin out there, but it says speak your world into being. So I feel as though this Gemini energy is also trying to tell my pile fours to speak what you want into being, to only focus on what it is that you want to come in. Try not to focus on what isn't working. Another pile in today's reading kind of had a similar message, but their energy was different from yours. But for those of my pile fours, if any of you guys are kind of like beating up on yourself a little bit, just feeling like you're not enough somewhere, change that communication around. Change that verbiage. Change that language entirely. Because I promise you guys, pile four, if you're feeling like that, you are more than enough for something. You're like the perfect match for something. And so you may have gotten used to like all your life, like maybe it was like the louder person, the younger person, the skinnier person, the more in shape, the more whatever. You may have always felt like somebody was more of something that you weren't enough of. And that's not the case. 2 Gemini cards and then the Lovers, which is ruled by Gemini. This is all about twinning energy. And when you're a twin, what does that mean? That means you have literally only one reflection that's going to match you identically. So this is about you guys, like, you're not going to match with everyone. You're not going to be everyone's cup of tea, which is why you don't have to sell yourself, which is why you don't have to do too much, pile four, because you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. And that is a blessing. That's a blessing. You don't want to be everybody's friend. You don't want to be everyone's friend. You don't want to be everyone's type. You don't want to be everyone's everything. That's what happens when you are quality versus quantity. You're going to have very specific vibrations that you match with. So some of you guys may have some Leo energy, some strong Leo 5th house energy or sun energy. Maybe your sun's in like your 1st house, 4th house, 5th house, 11th house, something like that. Because that message came up so strong for this recent full moon in Leo. Let's get some additional messages. Hold on. What do we have? We got healing, creativity, health, nature. Change underneath the deck. I'm going to keep shuffling because there's too many cards. Let me just keep shuffling. Hold on. So it was a very sloppy way that the cards came out. What was this? It was turned over. Compassion. Okay, let me try to focus. Why did I keep shuffling? I don't know why I kept shuffling. Anyways, this one flipped over and then it flipped back over. We have here moderation and forgiveness. Card number 11, card number 96. What were these? What are these? 3 cards that came out. We also have domestic harmony, love, partnership, and pride. So that may be what this Gemini twinning energy is talking about. More domestic harmony, more domestic partnership coming into your life, or your domestic partnerships becoming more harmonic, and maybe communication improving with all this Gemini energy, Mercurial energy here. But we have moderation, card number 14, reduces to a 5, and we have forgiveness, card number 96, reduces to a 6. So there's some forgiveness here that you guys, that your repeating numbers are also talking about. Hold on. Were you the pile? Oh my God, I can't remember. Were you the pile where it was like one of the first messages came through? Some of you are worried about your karma. You're worried about being forgiven. Were you the pile that I said that? Yes, you're wondering if your karma has been paid off. I didn't. That was your pile. Oh, snap. Well, yeah, you've been forgiven, pile 4. You've definitely been forgiven. Moderation here is telling me about some sense of balance. Let me see what's underneath the deck. Creativity. Moderation here, for me, pile 4, is talking about your ability to administer what you need, your ability to not micromanage, but really almost kind of like self-sufficiency. I don't know why I'm picking that up with moderation, like self-sufficiency or independence, just being able to like take care of yourself, being able to take care of your own needs. I think that's why the word administer came through with this moderation card over here. Just in terms of you guys being able to provide your own needs for yourself. So for some of you, this Gemini twinning energy is just talking about you developing a more healthy reflection of yourself. So it's like when you're dealing with yourself, when you're looking at yourself, you're feeling more confident with yourself. You're feeling better about yourself. You're not comparing yourself in a way where you're feeling like, oh, I should have been more this or less that, but really, just feeling good about you. With this moderation card, I don't know why that's popping up, but take it however it resonates for you, because for some of you, moderation is talking about actually being more in control with how you moderate the stuff maybe that you have in your life, or the stuff that you're consuming in your life. We also, though, have domestic harmony. So that makes a lot of sense with this Lover's energy and all this twinning Gemini energy here. So domestic harmony, card number 46. So there's more of that coming in. We also have love partnership, even more of that coming in that your repeating numbers I've been trying to tell you about, card number 26. And then we have pride. Yeah, exactly. Pride. Just that's what I was picking up with moderation. Just you guys just feeling like it's like you stop feeling like you need to be more of something or less of something. So maybe people throughout your life have always told you like, oh, you're too loud, or you're too this, or you're too that. And it's like, I'm just right. You know, like I am just right. Like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. I am just right. I'm not too much of anything. Maybe I'm too much for you, but I am perfect for me. You know, that kind of situation. Let's grab some other oracle cards. We have here passion. Okay, this is definitely like some sort of romance or something for some of my pile fours. Rise passion, rise up high, inflame my purpose, reach the sky. It could have to do with your purpose, you guys becoming more passionate and passion when it comes to your purpose. Creativity coming out again, because we also had creativity underneath the deck for you. So we have creativity again. So there's even some passion coming in when it comes to your creativity. And I feel like this could just be like, confidence when it comes to you guys' creative abilities. Maybe some of you guys are like artists, musicians, creatives. I don't know, something like that, especially for creativity to come out twice for you. And this is just about you guys getting really comfortable with you. Again, not feeling like you're too much or not enough, but knowing that you're like just right. Something about that is going to help you guys really, embrace the flow of life, embrace your own flow, embrace your own energy, and almost help you to like fall in love with yourself, or to feel better about yourself, to have more pride in yourself as well, and more pride in the things that you guys create. So if you guys are creatives, this is about even developing more pride in what it is that you create, how you present yourself, what you put out there, how you carry yourself, your own personality, how you come off, really just taking pride in you and not putting yourself down, not comparing yourself in any of those ways. So that's another thing that these repeating numbers have been trying to also tell you about, or they've been trying to alert you to. And creativity is card number 33, and passion is card number 11. And creativity says, by all above and all below, let me connect, let creativity flow. Kind of like embrace the flow of life right here. So there's sort of like a flow of creativity for you guys as well. There's a flow of creativity that is going to feel so much more productive the more that you guys just get into your own flow state. You just get into your own passion for creating and your own passion for you. Your repeating numbers could also be trying to alert you as well to some sort of a connection that's going to feel very passionate for you guys too. See what Kipper cards we get for you, and you can take these cards literally or metaphorically. We have here concern. So I feel like with concern, this is talking about, like I was picking up, you guys just having a bit of being a little bit worried about, was I too talkative? Was I too quiet? Was I too much? Was I not enough? Just that same sort of idea here again about, am I doing too much or not enough? This concern, this constant concern of, how do you come across? How do people perceive you? How do other people receive you? And this may be why there's so much Gemini twin relationship energy here, because you guys are so worried about your reflection, how people see you, pick up on you, perceive you, being really worried about that. And these number sequences and number patterns and repeating numbers are all trying to point you in the direction of where you're less worried about other people and how they see you and more concerned with like how you see yourself. Like, are you happy with you? If so, then fuck everyone else, you know? Excuse my French. Anyways, though, we have concern card number 33, just like creativity over here, card number 33. So don't be concerned about whatever it is that you're creating. For both of these cards to come out with the same numbers, don't be concerned about what you're creating, because it's going to be perfect. Like I did mention that earlier. You don't want to be everyone's cup of tea. You don't want to be everyone's number one choice. You don't want to be everyone's everything. You know, you don't want to fit in with everyone. Your tribe's going to be specific, pile 4. And so this could even be talking about your tribe coming in as well. Gemini twinning energy, because I mean, you can twin with more than one person, but it's about it's about it being a specific vibration. There being like one sort of bandwidth that all of you guys share. That's the most prominent thing happening here. Underneath the deck, we have message of concern. Okay, so we've got concern coming out twice, card number 14. Don't we have another 14? Yes, moderation. Okay, so this could be talking about health for some of you with moderation, because moderation, it can talk about, like I said, administering. So just being very proactive about how much maybe you're consuming when it comes to anything. It could be a certain food, it could be a certain substance, it could be like alcohol, it could be social media, it could be electronics, it could be the internet, it could be news, it could be a person or a relationship, or a certain way that you talk to yourself. Is going to be different for all of you guys, because you all have a different, you know, journey or experience that you're on right now. But moderation. This is about moderation when it comes to even the things that you're concerned about. You can't be concerned about everything. Like I keep picking up for your reading, like you cannot be concerned about how everyone feels about you. And don't worry about pleasing everyone, pile 4. If that's something that you struggle with, is like, you know, you want to please everybody, that's impossible. It's never going to happen, because people are just too difficult. People are too difficult, and some people, they are just, you know, they're comfortable with the fact that it's like, hey, like we just don't align. We're just different, you know, and that's okay. It's actually a very good thing. All right, let's get some additional cards. Again, you can take these metaphorically or literally. Okay, we have by all means, yes. So take this as a personal message, because I don't know what by all means yes means. The only thing that I could kind of put this with is whatever this twin is for you, because it's coming up too much. Whatever this twin is for you, pile 4, they're going to feel, this is how they're going to feel about you. By all means, yes, 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 you. I choose you. And like they're going to be smitten, like I said. And then underneath the deck, we have it's on its way to you. So something is on its way to you, pile 4. By all means, yes, and it's on its way to you. This is another thing that your repeating number sequences have been trying to tell you. Something's on its way to you, and by all means, yes. There's some sort of big yes for you guys. Let's grab some angel number cards for you. We've got 7777. Luck. This is like total luck. Sign that you are on the right path. Things will manifest quickly. It's on its way to you, and by all means, yes. You guys are on the right path. Okay, so like embrace the flow of life, trust the process. Like I did pick that up. I think that was with your pile. Yeah, trust the process. But 7, like repeating 7s is like lucky number 7. 7 is a very lucky number. And we're actually in a year 7? I don't know what it's called, because I'm not that educated in numerology, but 2023 I know reduces to the number 7. That was very important for me to know, because I'm a life past 7 and I need to be on top of this type of stuff. But yeah, we got 7s for you. Repeating 7, so watch out for repeating 7s. And then we also have here 2s, a lot of repeating 2s. So again, this is sign of balance and harmony. Maintain your balance with positivity. Exactly. So there is some sort of like someone or something that you're going to be so balanced and aligned with. You're going to harmonize with them beautifully. And it says maintain your balance with positivity. So this is about even looking at the positive aspects of you. Don't always zoom in on like the negative aspects. Like if you're somebody that's like, hyper aware of the fact that you're quiet or socially awkward. Don't focus on that. Focus on the fact that you have a beautiful smile or a good sense of humor, or that, you know, when you finally do open up to people, that like people never, you know, leave your side, or that they always call you for advice, or that you're a great listener, or whatever it may be. Focus on those things, okay? Like I said, another message or another pile today in today's reading kind of got a similar message. Like, don't focus on so much of the negative. So you guys may have also been drawn to that pile, and you're going to know which pile I'm talking about if you saw that pile. All right, let's get one final message from your repeating numbers here, what they want to say to you. We have Alabaster Tablet of Layla. I'll read this out of the book. And then underneath the deck, we have Tantra of 639 Hertz. I'm also going to read this out of the book because you guys have too much Gemini twin passion energy here, love, partnership, domestic harmony, forgiveness. Like, you guys have a lot of that here. So I'll also read both of these paragraphs out of the book. An Alabaster Tablet of Layla is card number 41. But it says here, you are remembering at a soul level, you are tapping into greater awareness, and an understanding of your highest life purpose shall become even clearer to you. This may evoke unsettling change within you, but that change is necessary for a new way to manifest. You are protected and guided at all times, especially when you feel uncertain about your course. You are truly loved. Okay, so just know that you guys are truly loved. You may have definitely been drawn to that other pile. Like I said, I won't mention which one it is, but you're going to know for sure if you were, just based off of this paragraph over here. But yeah, that's another message from your repeating numbers. And then we have here card number 18, Tantra of 639 Hertz. Be open to that which seems unfamiliar or different. You will experience a breakthrough as you embrace an unusual approach. You are on a soul path of accelerated spiritual growth, which is swifter but not always easier. You do not have to contrive your own happiness, but you can dip into the bliss within your body to lighten your mental state and remind yourself that everything is working out beautifully. So again, kind of like I mentioned earlier, just making sure that you guys are focusing on the positive aspects of yourself and of your life and what's going on with you. And also too, yeah, I forgot to do this. If you guys want to screenshot the full definition of this card here, you can, because I'm not going to read all this, but feel free to screenshot if you want. And that was card number 18, Tantra of 639 Hertz. So 639 Hertz could be a significant sort of like a frequency for you guys right now as well. But pile 4, thank you guys so very much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guys, my guys, our higher self and amazing spirit, for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, stay safe, healthy, blessed, and to keep conquering the world. Bye, guys.